what's up? What's up? It's the Art the Most Experience with Deke. I'm Arthur Moats, and that's my main man, Deke.
What's good, then?
Man, I'm scrambling right now. I feel low-key like I forgot something. Probably did, and I don't know what exactly it is that I'm forgetting, but whenever it comes back to me, you know, I'll be good then. But other than that, man, can't complain. Life is good. What's today, Wednesday? Oh, yeah, it's a beautiful day then, baby. It's a beautiful day.
Sorry, I'm kind of speechless right now. Just looked at the Steelers injury report.
I saw it was really lengthy. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're going to get into that, right?
Yeah. Unfortunately, yes.
That's terrible.
Yeah, I was not too pleased with some of the names. Yeah. But we'll get to that in a second. But yeah, I'm trying to think, man. Yeah, I ain't got nothing to complain about, man. Life is good in the hood. Yeah. Big game this weekend, though.
Yeah, same.
Excited, man. Excited.
I did have something on my mind on my way over, and I just forgot it. I'm sorry. It had something to do with the game coming up. But I'm good.
Goat versus goat? Goat versus baby goat?
No.
Future goat versus OG goat? Bad.
No.
I don't know if that's a goat or a lamb.
So the Bucs quarterback is the fake goat.
Okay.
Pickett could be goat 2, goat 2.0, something like that.
Goat 2.0.
So that's the matchup.
Okay. Oh, they're saying that we a little low if you would.
Hold on, I get it.
I'm about to say, because you know I'm going to hit something wrong.
How about now?
All right, they'll let us know in a second. Yeah, man. Goat versus, so goat in training.
Sure, I like that. Goat in training.
Goat in training versus
Fake goat.
debatable goat. Can we go debatable?
I'm saying fake goat. You could say debatable.
Okay.
My fake goat. Fake goat. True goat. Doing a footballing podcast on the sidelines after his final season got sabotaged. More evidence again. Revealed it on his podcast on Monday.
He's coming out of retirement?
No, just, I mean, he's been saying that, kind of, been hinting at it and saying things around it, but he just flat out said, yeah, I knew going into my final season they didn't want me back. So, It's unfortunate.
What part
The
was
fake fans in the organization ran the goat out of town. Just a shame. You would hope they'd be a little bit more grateful, but nope. And he said on, 2 or 3 podcasts ago, he wouldn't mind playing. But, yeah, it is what it is. It's life. We're here with Pickett. So.
Yeah, and since he won't come out of retirement, we will actually never know if he was truly sabotaged or was just declining.
Oh, he definitely was.
Yeah.
But with him, too, the end of that quote where he was talking about they didn't want me back, he did say what we kind of thought towards the end of the season and eventually when he retired.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, yeah, I wasn't going to wear another team's jersey. Couldn't see myself doing it.
Hey,
that's what
fine, man.
So that's what loyalty gets you.
Hey,
a sabotage. That's a shame.
It's like that sometimes, man. You know.
But no, everything's good here.
Good. Yeah, I'm excited though, man. It's gonna be fun to talk today, man. Quarterback talk. Definitely excited about that. You know, because one of them is a debatable goat, fake debatable, how we wanted to word it. You know, so it's always fun when we get a chance to, cut that tape on every once in a while. Yeah, man.
Hey, he looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Brady's been looking pretty good last couple games.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not as good early on, but
he done picked it up, man.
Yeah, he picked it up.
Yeah.
Bucs are getting a little bit more healthy. They're starting to catch some steam, getting things together.
Yeah. It's going to be fun, though, man. I'm excited about it, bro. I'm excited. So, with that being said, man, let's go ahead and do this thing how we always do. Let us know where you are tuning in from. And then after that, we'll give you the big boy shout-outs to start today's show. Yes, indeed.
I'm scrolling through the chat here. We got Cameron Strader.
Shout out to Cameron.
713 Houston.
Let's get it.
Alex Papamichael, the 561 Boca Raton.
Okay.
Just got the 8 jersey, baby. Here we go.
Here he is.
Nick Wire, Tulsa, Oklahoma, the 918. Just got back from a 3-day mini vacation in a cabin off the lake.
Nice.
Back to reality, back to life.
I like that.
That's how it is after any vacation.
Now, you do the cabins as
Bittersweet.
well. You do the cabins, right?
I got a camp.
Or what's the difference between a camp and a cabin?
It's like you got a couple trailers that are like put together. It's in like a campground.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whereas like a cabin is kind of like a solo structure by itself in the woods.
Yeah, it's wooden.
Okay.
Yeah, usually cabin, like the area where you got cabins and stuff by the lake, it's usually more spread out.
Gotcha.
You got a
Okay.
big ass yard and everything. I mean, we got our own like spot, trust
Yeah.
me, but it's not like that. I guess the one thing that what's crazy about my camp, I'll just put it to you this way.
Yeah.
I got better channels up there and probably
Huh?
better channels. We got like better movies and HBO stuff like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, compared to my
Alright.
house. We got like air conditioning in it and stuff too.
Jeez.
It ain't like we roughing it that much. It is nice getting away though.
Okay.
For sure. It is definitely like its own little
Yeah.
world, just away from everything.
Eventually, I'm gonna venture out into like a cabin or a camp. I haven't decided which one just yet. I want to do something like that, and I don't know when though. But that's like when I'm trying to like fill it out. Like, all right, so what is that? What does that consist of? All right, is it got running water? Okay, cool. I got a TV, I internet. All right.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
all that. We have all that. And you just do your typical games. I mean, either college
Yeah.
games or just camp games like cornhole. Yeah, I mean, you do it at tailgates too and everything. Cornhole, pong, horseshoes.
Okay.
For me, my main thing is whenever I go up there, I like to golf. So it's actually not that much different than here. But again, it's just sometimes
unplug
you
it
got to
your
get
way.
away.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
No,
you
absolutely.
unplug. I will say this: the internet service is worse up there, so you're not using your phone as much. So there's that. But again,
Okay.
like I said, our TV, I think we have more channels up there than we do at my actual house.
I like it.
We got a really nice setup.
I'm about to say it sounds pretty legit. I'm like, dang, bro, what type of situation you got? I like it.
Fire, of course. Grilling, hot dogs.
Controlled fire, not random fire.
No,
Controlled
very
Yes,
controlled fire.
Yes.
It's big though. Trust me, it brings the heat.
I like that. Let's get it.
Alpha Mango, 814, Erie, PA. Haven't caught it live in a while. Great to see you, boys.
Hey, man, salute you, man. We glad you're here as well.
Kurt Von A says cornhole question mark.
Uh-oh.
Some people have called it bago before, so maybe that's what he's talking about.
I've actually never heard it. I've always called it cornhole myself.
Our gym teacher back in high school called it bago.
Bago.
So I grew up calling it bago, but then once I started hitting college, everyone called it cornhole. So
Yeah, I've always called it
I
cornhole.
transitioned to
Okay.
calling it cornhole.
I like it. I like bago.
All right, I'll say 3 more.
And I got a
Steven
couple of hints.
Mendoza, the 480, Chandler, Arizona. Love the
Mhm.
podcast, guys. Usually never miss an episode.
Hey, salute you, Steven. We appreciate that as well, man. Let's get it.
Mr. Malvo, 562 Long Beach. Keeping it rolling. Steelers, baby. Mr. Ethan Webb, the 843, Charleston checking in.
Hey, funny though.
Research, fellas.
Hey, that's the truth. It's funny though. When I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna take over after you," them were the 3 I was looking at too.
Ah.
All right, I got some
Leah
more though.
Warren,
Yeah, I'm about to say this.
254 Killeen, Texas.
You know, Leah. That's
I'll
the
throw a
homie,
fourth in
man. And all right, let me get D'Angelo Edwards. He says, "Shout out from Japan," or "Shout out from Japan." He's from Memphis though, and he says he still believes. So salute you while you are out the country in Japan, and whenever you do get back to Memphis, shout out to Memphis as well, baby. All right, we got Sergey Heads. He says he's in Mexico, plus 52. I'm assuming that is time difference, maybe. I don't know. Says plus 52, Mexico, though. So shout out to Mexico. You know I got big love for Mexico. All right. Nicholas Schroeder says, tuning in from the 602 Phoenix, Arizona. Hashtag Fire Canada. All righty. Oh, and then you know I got to stop with my man Daryl Syke. Tuning in from the 757 Hampton, Virginia, a.k.a. The Crib. See, I feel good now, man.
Okay, we'll start with the supers. Though.
Let's get it.
Let's go with you.
It worked for me, man.
Young Poppy Benito. Deke, are you going to the Steelers Bucks this weekend? Got to meet up and get a pick, my man.
The man needs you, Deke.
I'll be down there.
There he is. The man to be outside.
I don't know where I'm going to be. I don't have my ticket yet, but I'll
But he
get
out
it.
there. He said he in these streets. He available.
Yeah, I'll get it on game day. James Panzarello. Watching Ben mention his sabotage on his podcast was sad to see. We'd be 4-1 with Ben. Hashtag greatest travesty since 9/11.
Oh, wow.
Hashtag the sabotage. Hashtag sabotage goat. Hashtag bring back 7.
All right.
It was a shame to see. It was a shame dating back to last year, but it's a shame how everything's coming out. I even tweeted out I think I deserve a Pulitzer Prize for all my reporting I've done on the sabotage that took place. Because I was on it. I've been on it. And then every little piece that have come out just further confirms my initial report.
No comment.
Cal Monier. 7 sabotage is becoming more and more obvious. Yeah, it's case closed. Lock the door, throw away the key, throw it in the ocean, throw it in a swamp, wherever. Yeah, case closed.
All right. Okay.
Cal Monier. I pray TJ never ever gets hurt again in his life. That's a good prayer.
He does need to
I'll
get
throw
back
that
out
one on
there.
my prayer
Yeah.
list too. James Panzarello. He says, Brady the GOAT, sure. Cheating GOAT.
All right.
Cal Monier. I'd rather figure it out with Tomlin than anyone else. I'm with you.
Okay. It's a little bit different, man.
Oh, I think
We
that
haven't
might
heard
have.
that.
I
Yeah.
honestly think that might have been one of my rants that I was thinking about at the beginning. The whole fire Tomlin and people getting on Tomlin. It's just like, give us your grand solution right now.
They don't have solutions. They
Give
just
us-
have action.
Give us the
Yeah.
grand solution for firing Tomlin.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you bringing in? Even if you had the whole fire Tomlin take in the offseason, give us your plan.
Yeah.
I'm fine with cleaning house with coordinators, whatever it is, if things aren't going right this season. I'm fine with that. Why not keep Tomlin at the head of it, though?
I'm waiting to hear that as well. But all good, though. All good.
That's a whole nother topic because I could actually really get into that. I was thinking about that today.
Yeah. Well, and the thing that always kills me or just rubs me the wrong way, not rubs me the wrong way, it's more so comical when people will bring up like an outlier. Hey, man, this happened this one time in 2010, or this happened this one time in 1990, or this happened that one time. And it's like, yes, I'm sure you can bring up one example or two examples of everything to support a case. But when you're talking about just the large history of the NFL, and when you're talking about those type of movements happening in season, you're not pointing to a lot of examples of success. Because if that was the case, then everybody would be doing that whenever they had a couple of rocky roads, a couple of rocky patches in the season. This is not the first time this team or a team under Coach Tomlin has been at this record or felt like this in the season. And think about how a lot of those seasons actually ended up for this team or under the teams that Coach Tomlin coached. But once again, if you're looking for that knee jerk, sometimes, man, you get yourself in a real bad situation because you thought, oh, man, I got to do this right now. And it's like, nah, you didn't. But you weren't patient. Patience is matter. I mean, patience is key in some of these instances right here. And at the NFL level, it's not a lot of quick fixes. It's not a lot of, oh, just fire this or switch that and everything is perfect. But, we got to be in tune for that if you want to. You don't have to, but it's kind of.
The one example I could understand would be the Eagles firing Andy Reid. He was with them for, 15, 16 years, and maybe you could say things got stale. He lost the locker room.
Was it during the season when they fired him?
I can't remember,
I
exactly.
I think it was in the offseason, too.
But it worked out for both sides because Eagles end up winning a Super Bowl with Peterson. Chiefs get Andy Reid. He goes on the little run that he has with Mahomes. But outside of that...
But no. Let's stay with Philly, though.
Huh?
Because let's stay with Philly.
Okay.
Because Philly in that same breath did what after Doug Peterson, the knee jerk, right? You fire a Super Bowl winning coach with
Sirianni's doing pretty good.
And that's fine. And we'll see if he can get a Super Bowl as well. And maybe that does work out. But all I'm saying is you can see even then how quick they turned on Doug Peterson.
Yeah,
So-
I didn't agree with that.
Yeah. So to me, once again, it's like you're turning away from a guy that actually won your Super Bowl for Nick Sirianni, who is exciting right now, but he doesn't have a Super Bowl just yet. Now, obviously, Peterson did it within I think it was 3 years he was there?
Yeah, 2 or 3.
It was like within 2 or 3 years when he won it. So we'll see if Sirianni could do similar things. But when we're talking about
Oh, no. You know what? It was probably longer. They might have had a coach between Reid and Peterson.
I feel like, no, they did. They had Chip Kelly.
They did?
Yeah.
You're right.
So it wasn't this smooth transition anyways. It was, hey, we're going to hurry up and go to Chip. Then after that, they turned all the keys over to Chip. And then when they realized, hey, man, this ain't working, they got rid of him. That's when they brought in Peterson. And then Peterson was only there for a couple of years, but he won it within like the first 3, I want to say, of being there. 3 or 4 years of being there. Yeah.
I think why it worked with Reid is because he never won a Super Bowl, too.
Yeah.
It was those 5 or 6 NFC championships.
And the only time he went to the Super Bowl, it was a great game, but that was obviously
And
when
there
they got
was
beat by
so
Brady.
much negativity in Philly
Yeah.
surrounding Reid at that point where it just
And-
worked to
and-
have that clean
And
cut
it was
for both
also
sides.
clear that their locker room was divided. You also remember T.O. and McNabb. That was very publicly, their dispute, everything that was going on with that as well. I think, what was the other dude? Douglas, his big D-line was in that thing as well, where it was clearly things had gotten out of pocket. That's when you get T.O. doing his whole thing. You remember that? So with that, I did think that was very different in the context of when we're talking about Andy Reid versus the move. If you're going to move on from a Coach Tomlin, Coach Tomlin doesn't have a locker room that's nowhere near to the level of where that was happening in.
I agree.
He also doesn't have the personnel. When you're talking about a McNabb at quarterback, a T.O. at wide receiver, we don't have that currently. We could grow into that, but today they are not that. So that's my whole, man, this is what it is, though. You gotta go.
But aside from that even, who are the other guys in Tomlin's category right now?
People
Pete
say
Carroll.
Sean Payton. People say Sean Payton.
He left.
He left, but he had multiple
He never
struggles.
got fired. Yeah, well, and right now he could have probably 4 or 5 head coaching jobs within the snap of a finger. Yeah. So he ended up leaving. The Saints never fired him, even though he's had some down years.
Yeah.
Pete Carroll with the Seahawks. Very same thing. They are in no rush to fire him at all.
Yeah.
John Harbaugh. John Harbaugh's another one.
And it was a lot worse.
Ravens will be stupid to fire him.
Think about it, got a lot worse under Pete Carroll, I feel like, than it has gotten under Coach Tomlin here. We haven't seen it get to how it's gotten at times when you're looking at that Seattle team these past couple of years and you're just like, bro, like, Now, part of his injuries, you get Russ getting hurt. I get that. But we don't have too many experiences where we felt like we were irrelevant under Coach Tomlin. Now, we can see how this season goes, but we don't have a lot of that right there, man.
I think he's given himself enough time, or at least enough benefit of the doubt, to see what happens in his first season here without Ben. Yeah. And then growing with the new first-round quarterback that you just picked as well. And these injuries have been just absolutely terrible.
Hey, Deke, at least enough cachet to last for longer than 5 weeks, right?
Sure.
Because they be just talking about, like, let's fire him after 4 games. I'm just like, why? I mean, I don't want to say why. I'll leave that alone.
My timeline is this year he gets a pass. I even said going back to the offseason, I think no matter what happens this season, he gets a pass this year. Yeah. And then you see what happens this year, too, after Ben. And then you could start talking about hot seat. Yeah. That's where I'm at. And going back to some of the criticisms, legit. But, dude, what else are you going to do, man? Yeah.
And like you said, criticizing him and
you
holding
could
him to a
criticize
standard.
Belichick. He's been making bad moves left and right without Brady. But are the Patriots going to fire him?
Right.
The criticism's legit. It's just like, all right, who are you replacing him with?
But then they say, oh, no, you can't be scared. Hey, you'll never know until you try. Okay. But then when you turn out and it doesn't always go as smooth as you want because history and the numbers support that, not personal feelings, then you're over there complaining, talking about, man, we shouldn't have done that, or whose decision was that, or why did they do that? It's just one of them things where it's like, yeah, you got to let this thing play its course. Yeah. Like it says, year one without 7. Without Kevin Colbert as well, man.
And if we didn't have these injuries, we could be easily 3-2, 4-1, however you want to slice it.
Absolutely.
All right. That was James Pandarello, I think.
Yes.
Cal Monier says, I'd rather figure it out with Tomlin than anyone else.
Yeah, it should be skydiving.
That's what sparked my memory. Yeah. Skydiving.
That's what sparked my memory.
Heck. Shout out to both you guys. Don't know what Steeler Nation would do without you two. Let's get this dub. F. Brady.
No, man. We appreciate you, man. It's more so Deke. I'm just a guy. Deke's the man.
Nah, I'm just here.
I tell people I know you.
I'm just an average Joe.
Man. They say, yo, them TikTokers. No. Deke's the TikToker. I'm just him. I just know him. That's why I tell them all the time, bro.
I post most of our stuff. It's not just me, though. Like, it involves you.
No, he's TikTok. That's him, man. That's TikToker, dog.
I wouldn't consider myself a TikToker, no.
You don't want to be a TikToker too, bro?
I'm just Deke, man. If I use the TikTok platform, I use the platform.
How you say, don't put us in no box, man. We just everywhere.
Hunter Gaming. What's up, fellas? I'm tired of seeing negative news all on Twitter. I come here for optimism. You guys always give me hope.
Well, Hunter, we do appreciate that. And honestly, man, it's not necessarily that we shoot for optimism, but at the same time, it's kind of like anyone can just solely talk about negative on top of negative, but it's like, yo, where's the solution? What are we trying to, where are we going from that negative? So for us, we acknowledge it, but then after that, man, it's like, yo, onward and upward, man. Let's get it.
I think that was the other thing on my mind, actually. He brought up all the negativity. Yeah. Like, I saw someone tweet out.
People freaking out, bro.
Nah, dude, some people are just reaching for shit just to be douchebags.
But we know this. This is what people do when they panic.
Someone's tweeting out like, oh, Fox moved their broadcast from the A team to the B team or something. Just shows how desolate things are here in Pittsburgh, a Pittsburgh Brady matchup. Wait. I'm like, bro, who gives a shit?
Time out, Deke.
Like, that's really what you guys tweet out?
Did they really bring up that they got the B team? Is that what they?
Their broadcast team.
Are we complaining about the B broadcast team now?
Yeah, I said, who gives a shit? I'm going to be at the game. I don't give a shit who's broadcasting the game.
Yo.
Are you kidding me?
Bro, this is funny.
He's like, this is an example of how low it's gotten here. It's like, what?
It's like, no, cut it out,
you
bro.
really got to reach for that?
Yeah. But
no one gives a shit.
In all seriousness, man, this is a part of change. When you talk about change, when you talk about people feeling uncomfortable, man, everybody reacts all type of ways. Some people, man, they're going to lean on that optimism. They're going to try to find every sliver of positivity. Some people, they're going to try to push it and make it sound like it's the absolute worst thing ever, because all we're trying to do is cope, And when I hear stuff like that, or when you see some of the stuff that gets put out there, the same stuff I be looking at too. It's just kind of like, yeah, they're in panic mode. And it is funny in a sense, because this is still the same fan base that under normal circumstances, man, it seems like they got all the pride in the world, all the confidence in the world, but you finally run into some rocky waters and it's like, man, people ready to lose their mind, so to speak, man. But hopefully we can continue to put that positive energy out there to help the group band together. All right? Because we going to need them, baby. We going to need them. We ain't going anywhere, Deke. You know how we roll.
Elijah West, would there have been a Sabotage 7 campaign if Ben was willing to mentor rookie quarterback more instead of shunning them, a.k.a. Mason Rudolph?
Well, it probably would have helped, because, I've seen a couple other people get sabotaged too. Like I said, man, that young guy you was talking about, Mason, he got sabotaged. We seen Mitch sabotaged. So, yeah,
well,
I'm with you, bro.
East, next comment says, glad the sabotage is being witnessed. He says,
cheers, bro.
Sabotage 10.
Google East, man. I'm over here preaching to you.
These are fake sabotages.
Nah, bro. It's sabotage on top of sabotage on top of sabotage. When it was just 7, it was
only one.
It was a small sample size when it was just 7.
There was only one.
We couldn't tell if it was a personal issue or was it really a sabotage. But now that we've seen it happen to Mason and to Mitch Trubisky, and they trying to flirt with doing it to Kenny, it's like, oh, no, it's sabotage going on. It's big sabotage. So, yes, you're right. 7 sabotage, 10 sabotage, 2 sabotage. And we'll just say 4 because it's not all the way a full 8. So it's like a half sabotage for Kenny. So it's a 4 sabotage as well. All right.
Well, what's funny is I'm going to skip around here. Christian Manzi, he says, Mitch texted Allen all of our plays, #sabotage. That goes hand in hand with what you're saying with Pickett.
Everybody got sabotaged, bro. Everybody got sabotaged. But you know who told him to text them plays? He didn't text them plays. His phone got took. And guess who was up in the booth sending them plays? Canada. I'm telling you, bro. Sabotage everywhere. I'm with you, bro. All them people sabotage.
Farron Bradford, we get a top 3 pick. I say we trade back between 5 and 10. This is too much right now. I can't. My brain is not functioning in this way. We can get like 3 future first-round picks, and that'll help us sustain success. It's clear that we need more talent on the O-line.
Hold on, I got
Number
a question.
1 cornerback, and Cam needs a mentee.
So I had a question. You remember last year when we picked up Ahkello Witherspoon?
Yeah.
First 5 games. What was the opinion on him in Steeler Nation? The trade itself. Was it a good trade? Was it considered a waste of trade? Were there other players that were traded for similar draft compensation that people were kind of like, bro?
There's multiple layers because the trade in and of itself was fine. Give him a 5th-round pick for a guy that's talented, take a chance on him. But then you turn on it because Stephon Gilmore, I think, was traded for, was it a 6th-round pick?
Yep.
To the Panthers, and we didn't even use Ahkello Witherspoon.
He wasn't even
up
dressing.
to that point. This was like midway through the season, so I was pissed about the Ahkello Witherspoon trade.
And then we had
because
the Raiders
I was like,
game.
why don't we use that draft pick to try to get someone like Stephon Gilmore?
And then we had the Raiders game as well, right? The Henry Ruggs play. We talked about the blitz, and it was like, man, so everything for Ahkello at that point in time was negative, right?
Is either he was sitting or that play happened.
Right.
Even though we talked about. If you want to blame Ahkello, I don't know if it was really all on him.
Norwood needed a blitz, right? We talked about that. But either way.
Still was a bad look.
But after them first 5 games, the consensus was, oh, man, this is a terrible guy. This is a bad move. Why do we do this? We're going to need another corner, right? Now,
I just wanted to see him at that point, too.
But no. All I'm saying is this now. That was the consensus the first 5, 6 games. The last 5 games, what was the conversation there?
He could be cornerback 1.
And we need to lock him up, right? We need to pay him. We need to do this and all that stuff, right?
Yep.
So all I'm bringing up right there is first part of the season, okay. The last part of the season is what matters more, though, man. It's not about how you start this thing. It's how you finish this thing. If we would have turned the book on Ahkello Witherspoon after that Raiders game and said, man, we're done, where are we at right now, right? Because it's times right now we're saying, hey, we need Ahkello back out there. We need him back. We need him back in a hurry. But that's what we're talking about in the sense of when we're hollering about who we're going to draft next year, how do you even know who's going to be playing well and who's not playing well by the time we're at the draft next year? Shoot, for all we know, these dudes start stepping up. We ain't going to be, if Dan Moore starts stepping up even more, you're not hollering about a tackle. We might be seeing some other position. What if a guy gets hurt significantly? And it's like, we don't want that. But it's just like, man, it's super, super premature right now to be talking draft, baby. That's all. Super premature.
My mind can't compute it right now.
Yeah.
Christian Manzi. No, I read that one. And then he also joined the Upper Room.
Oh, shout out to Christian Manzi and welcome to the Upper Room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Farron Bradford. He says, either way, we need to walk away with Paris Johnson Jr. in this draft class and Marvin Harrison Jr. in the next. Ohio State got them dogs, bro.
Hey, man.
What position does Paris Johnson Jr. play?
I was about to say, I don't even know
I
Paris.
have no clue.
I know Marvin. I don't even know Paris. You know why I don't know Paris? Because I'm not looking at college draft picks like that. I haven't looked. Yeah. They should have said Joey Porter Jr. We just stuff him in there. There we go. We know him.
Is he a top 5 pick right now?
Who the heck knows?
Where's he at?
I don't know. You know why? Because I'm not thinking about the draft
Let's take
now,
him. Let's take him at number 32. James Panzarello.
It's the draft we talk about. I don't want to talk about the draft. D, we got all of the offseason when the draft comes. You remember how many times we talking about the draft? D, think about how long the offseason was for us. And how we was talking about this draft and different prospects also. We ain't got to be in a hurry to go back to that right now, babe. We actually got football right now, man. Let's talk this football.
Like I said, I'm trying to catch a dub or two over these next 3 games
And
heading
why
into the bye.
can't we?
And
Come
I'm
on,
trying
man.
to get this whole injury report healthy after the bye, and then we go on a
Seriously.
run.
Talk about it.
That's
Let's
how
go.
I'm feeling. James Panzarello, only 1 sabotage. Thank you, James.
10. You're right, man. He got sabotaged like heck, man. Are we going 2?
7.
7? All right.
James J.
In
Jeffers. Did Mike Tomlin do better with the same players that Cowher had? Technically, the 05 Steelers were out of it till the Bengals lost. 8-8 the year after. I blame that 8-8 year way more on Ben's motorcycle accident and his appendectomy.
Well, I just simply say that every roster is never going to be the exact same. So, yeah. Regardless, if it's 2005, if it's 2020, if it's 2019, if it's 1999, you're never going to find a completely identical roster each and every season. So, I get it, the whole narrative, whether it's good or bad in terms of the Cowher players and stuff like that. But in the day, man, they're just players. NFL players, man. NFL players.
Yeah, when Tomlin came in, I think the year after, that's when did we go 11-5, 12?
Mm-hmm.
I think we went 11-5, 10-6 maybe. Made the playoffs. We lost to the Jaguars first round. That was a disappointment. But then the year after that is when we won
they
the
had the
Super
run.
Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And then the year after that, we went 8-8 with Tomlin. And then the year after that, we go back to the Super Bowl against the Packers.
Coach T got what, 3 8-8s now? Or 4?
I think 4.
Because I know he had the 12 and 13, 8-8. That first season you said was 8-8.
And then the Duck season.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, I forgot that one. Yeah. Yeah, fair enough.
4 8-8s. Luca, all the panic, bad luck cats just need to sit back and relax and let Tomlin and the Steelers organization do what we do best, which is win.
100%. This is what they do. Now, we're not always saying that they're going to go out here and run the table either. We're not saying that. But it is okay to give this guy the benefit of the doubt because the track record for this guy specifically has been that he knows how to maneuver through these situations. So
AJ Martinez, live in the battle. It's all good. We're spoiled fans.
I
He also says sabotage 7.
Yep, sabotage 7, 10, 2. I'm with you, baby. I'm with you. But no, man, you do have to live in this thing, man. And this is something that is a little bit different in terms of just like how players are geared to think and how we're geared to operate versus like the fan, and media in terms of how they operate. Fans and media, it's like, man, you're allowed to be reactional. You're allowed to express yourself emotionally. You're allowed to fester. You're allowed to be over the top with confidence, right? You're allowed to have all of these swings. Whereas with like the guys that are playing, man, you're never allowed to go like that. So you can never feel like you're truly out of it because you're not allowed to think that big. When we're talking about scheduling, oh man, this is about to be a gauntlet, or man, this dude's they're thinking about drafting and all that stuff. It's like, nah, it is so week to week with this thing, man. And with these dudes right now, man, they are truly, like AJ said, living in the battle. Not saying that they're emotionless, but they're not allowing it to affect them. They got to go in there and just keep processing through this thing and keep putting their head down and going to work. And hopefully it's going to turn out to give us these dividends this weekend with a dub. But for them, man, they got to be that way the whole time, man. So, yeah, if fans and media are able to also join in on living in the battle, great. But I don't anticipate it happening like that because it's like a conditioning thing, Like you're trained. Any athlete knows that. You're just trained to think differently. You're trained to feel confidence and comfort in those chaotic situations, man. So, yeah, man, just believe in them. Trust them.
Young Rico, only one player being asked to run through brick walls every play. Hashtag Najee sabotage.
Oh!
You can see some of these replays on those runs, man. I think literally the whole Bills team is there.
Yeah, well,
there's
it's
10 guys.
predictable. when Najee's in, it's going to be run, play action pass, or he's standing to protect. When it's Jalen Warren, you can get anything. And the defenses play accordingly to both of those players like that.
Now, Tomlin did say in his press conference yesterday, Jalen Warren has gotten increased time, and he expects that to be the case going forward.
But he said that wasn't in response to Najee. He was just saying that was already happening.
Whoa, yeah, Warren just in and of itself has been playing good. Even with how Najee's playing right now, going back to, what was it, 2 weeks ago when he had 70-something yards, I was still calling for Warren to get the ball more just because of how he's playing and how he has that. What would you say? It's the
burst, the explosiveness, right?
Right. It's what would you say? What's a good smash and dash? How about that?
Okay. Thunder and lightning.
Yeah, something like that.
There we go.
Some type of dynamic duo. Yeah. The contrast between Najee and Jalen Warren, I think is just good. That's why I wanted Warren to get the ball more. Yeah. It's not about Najee playing bad.
Right. And I wasn't trying to step on you to make it sound like that. I was just the context of everything.
But combined with Najee not really playing that good against the Bills, and again just not looking right.
Yeah.
Makes you think, hey, can we get the Warren the ball a little bit more?
It's going to be interesting because, like I said, man, when I watch them, just both of these dudes, and when I watch how the offense is called with both of those guys in there, it is drastically different. And I understand why teams attack Najee the way that they do. When you look at some of the players that are coming downhill making plays, it's safeties. Dudes that are lying 12 yards deep, they're flying down because they know it's going to be a run or it's going to be a play action pass. And even if you do get fooled on a play action pass, you can still convert it into a rush anywho. So it's like you don't have to feel threatened by that. You know, if it's going to be a pass, I'm looking at a two-man route because of the personnel group and offensively anyways. But when Jalen Warren is out there, you can't play it like that because we call more screens. We'll call draw plays. We'll shuffle pass it to him. We'll actually let him go out and run a route. So then when you actually hand it off to him, them defenses, they're not over the top expecting it. They got to play it a lot more honest. Now, part of that is because of how divided it is when you watch those two guys come out there. You're able to pick up on a telltale sign like that. I wonder, does he lose that element though if he is the guy that's out there exclusively? Because now,
no, I don't want that. I would like to see Najee.
Yeah, as well, I just try to always give the context of both sides because people do think that way. Like, well, hey man, if he can do it in the small sample size, why not put him out there full time? Is different when it's full time because now as a defender, I'm not going to play you as if I have a tip, as if, hey man, I'm going to play the percentage right here. I'm going to play you honest, and playing you honest is very different. Now, when you're talking about those run fits, I'm not cheating over here saying that, hey man, this guy's going to fast release. I ain't got to worry about that A gap. And then when you actually get the A gap, I'm like, oh shoot, he surprised me. Nah, I'm actually playing for real. And that's some of the stuff that you run into the more he's expanded. Now, I'm hoping that even in his expansion of a role, that he's still able to be as productive and produce the way that he is. But I do feel like when I'm just watching him with just my mind as a defender, I'm looking and I'm like, man, if I see him on the field, I'm not thinking run. I'm thinking screens. I'm thinking draws. I'm thinking he's going out fast release. They're not going to keep him in the block. He can block, but it's far and few in between. And when it's Najee, they're not releasing him for a route. And if he does, he's going right to the flat. So I'm not worried about that. That's not going to scare me. And if it's going to be a run, he's A gap, B gap, or he's going to try to bounce it. So I can be super aggressive on that day.
Sounds like Canada needs to take some shrooms or something to expand his mind.
Yo, what? Just unlock him. Just unlock the creativity.
He needs to figure out something. Exactly. Come on,
that's
dude.
funny, bro.
But your Warren analysis, it's pretty much like having an elite tight end.
Yeah.
You don't know if they're going to be in the block, they're going to go out for a pass, they're going to cook you on a route. Yeah. So, yeah, you're right. If Warren does become the main guy, it could be a little bit of a question mark for the defense of what he's going to do.
He would put me in the mind of how the Chargers use Austin Eckler at times. Right. Like, that's who he kind of reminds me of when I watch him. And I think he's still a little bit more explosive than Austin, but obviously we know Austin's a more polished player. He's been doing it longer, and that's all it is. But that would be a dynamic of what it would look like potentially if you did it full time. Think about how the Chargers, when they implement Austin Eckler and how that offense is, like, it's never really like they can run out of it, but it's never really like I'm really scared or fearful of their rushing attack. It's more so this player I have to worry about because he's dynamic, but how they use him is going to be real different. I mean, even similar to like Christian McCaffrey and Kamara. I mean, we talked about those guys when we mentioned him and we joked, but it was like, hey man, don't you put that comparison on him just yet. But how those guys are used, their versatility, their explosiveness, it does make it a little bit difficult. But I think of even with Kamara, man, I loved watching him when it was him and Ingram together. You have that power and then the elusiveness. You know, when you have that type of tandem, that's when you're really cooking the way that we need to. So hopefully with Jalen, he can keep going. But more importantly, Najee, whether it's health related or whatever, he can get going to where he wants to be as well.
Farron Bradford. LOL. He says, it's the future scout in me that couldn't resist talking draft. I will say Hurts had a great speech about when Philly was sitting at 2-5 last year and still made the playoffs. Yeah. Still hopeful, fellas. Well, no, that's good because maybe we need some different perspectives. You can be the podcast scout for us, scouting director.
Heck yeah.
Well, we also got Let's Go UW. He's always in the mix for
He's our West Coast.
Scouting.
He's our West Coast, Mountain West official
so Farron
scout.
Bradford and Let's Go UW can be our podcast scouts. Thank you. Let's Go UW, actually. Speak of the devil.
Hey,
says,
here he is.
Can't wait for Highsmith to breathe at Brady and get called for roughing.
Yeah, Brady did get some. He got a couple of them out there, man.
Oh, my.
That last one was pretty bad. I got why they were pissed off, but then watching it in the flow of it, I'm like, oh, yeah, I could understand wholeheartedly.
Colton Choi Fu. Aloha, brothers.
What's happening?
Leaving Hawaii tomorrow to come to the Steel City. Wow.
Let's go.
Where are you guys going to be at the game? Would love to link up. Drinks on me.
So I'll just say for me, I know pregame wise, I'll be at the I'm about to draw a blank on it. The Great Hall. Yeah, that's what it is. Right next to the team store on the inside, around 11:30ish. That's when I'm out there. I'll be doing one of those player interviews again. I think this week is Dwayne Woodruff, the judge. Yeah, nice. I got Dwayne Woodruff this week, man. So yeah, that's where I'll be at, doing all that type of stuff, man. Deke said he gonna be out there somewhere.
Tailgating. Yeah,
you're going to see Deke roam around.
I'm usually, at some point in the game, though, I'm up by the rotunda on the left side where Steeler Gang has their banner just chilling there at some portion of the game.
Yeah.
So you could probably find me there.
Yeah, I actually got to see if
I don't even know if John's tailgating this week either. He hasn't texted me at all.
I was about to say, and I got to check with the fam because I low-key think we all might be in attendance this week. I think me and wifey, we dating. We yeah. I gotta check that out. That might throw off a little Sunday plan. Let me you know what I'm saying, check some things out real quick, man. Might have to move that space talk around. Yeah. You know when wifey pull up, you know how that go. I gotta be
Sunday night late talk, man.
Come on, man.
Space talk.
Yeah, might become certified lover boy when she around though, you know. I can't be focusing on all this other stuff.
Sure.
Yeah.
Elijah West, is Highsmith a rotational guy or a good second guy? I think he's a good second guy.
Good second guy. Yeah. You got to remember this, man. When you don't have $30 million TJ Watt out there, that changes a lot. Full extent of what it changes, in terms of the pass rush, yeah, you're going to have more attention being able to put towards Alex Highsmith. You can help out on that side when you need to. Now, Deion Dawkins was a good player last week, and they matched up well, but they move Highsmith around also. He'll be on the left side. He'll be on the right side. It's tough, though, man, when you're not having the full group up there, man. TJ Watt is a dynamic player who wins one-on-ones frequently. Highsmith can win one-on-ones as well, but it's not to the same extent of TJ Watt, which is why one was the defensive player of the year, and the other guy is a guy that we're hoping could take that next step to being a double-digit sack guy. So that's the big thing with Highsmith. But just talking about TJ Watt's impact once again, it's like, man, you look at this D-line, man, they are going through everything they can do in terms of personnel groupings, in terms of schematics. I mean, I give my credit to Terrell Austin in terms of what he's trying to do, but there are pros and cons to these approaches. But this is what you have to do when you don't have TJ Watt. You're seeing DeMarvin Leal out there at DN. You're seeing Cam Hayward out there at DN. You're seeing them play big nickel. You're seeing them play regular nickel. You're seeing them play base. You're seeing them play a 4-3 base where we'll pick Highsmith up or Malik Reed and have him walking around and blitzing A-gap, B-gap like how we did with Bud Dupree when it was him and TJ Watt that last year here. Like, they're going through everything they can to try to generate pressure, to try to stop the run a lot better. But when you don't have TJ, man, it's big. That ripple effect affects everybody in that thing, man. So with Highsmith, yes, he's a dope second guy, but he needs his Batman. Think about Robin is a dope superhero. Robin by himself, though, it ain't the same. He need Batman. So
Corey Hewins, how do y'all feel about a 2 running back backfield set?
I mean, I like it, and teams do implement that, man. I'm trying to think why haven't we tried any of that just yet? Well, probably because we were trying to figure out.
I don't think we ever have.
Yeah. Because even when it was D'Angelo and L. Bell, we weren't doing a ton of it then.
James Conner, Bell, nope.
I know typically why a lot of teams don't do it, because from a defensive standpoint, it is a tell in the sense that it's got to be a pass, right? Because who's going to be lead blocking? Is Najee Harris going to lead block Jalen Warren?
Sure.
Is Jalen Warren going to lead block for Najee Harris?
Yeah, it is a
You see what I'm
very
saying?
awkward run set.
Yeah. So in that sense, when both running backs out there, we call it pony or Queens personnel, right? Just 2 backs, 0 tight ends. Whenever we see that, we're instantly going nickel sub package ball because we're telling ourselves they're not going to have this starting running back lead block for that running back, and they're not going to have the backup running back who's in our situation smaller than Najee lead block for him. So you instantly know, hey man, we're going to go pass coverage, and if you really want to get exotic as a defender, I would low key be like, yo, let's blitz this thing, because we're going to make them have to get rid of this ball fast, because neither one of these guys are going to sit here and block. Or he might block, but we're going to get him. Both of them can't be good at blocking. That's just kind of like the thought process with it. Now, I'm not saying that ours can't be good at blocking, but that's kind of like what you're thinking. And you're saying, okay, if I got to pick and choose between a Najee and a Jalen Warren when I'm blitzing, if they're going to fast release somebody to offset that blitz, is going to be Jalen Warren. So make sure you bring 2 that way. So when they fast release them, you go to cover, but now you replacing them, we good either way. Like that's kind of how I think about it.
I don't know if we have the running backs for that style of set.
Yeah.
Because whenever I think of what the Patriots were doing with like Shane Vereen and like Dion Lewis, Danny Woodhead, those type of dudes, that's when they'd have those little 2 running back sets, and it would work because they both
can fast release anyone. They could both run routes, and you like, dang, all right, we can't cheat.
Yeah, it's
this
like
either
having
way.
extra slot receivers.
Right, you
out
can't
there.
cheat it either way. Whereas because of how different our 2 running backs are, it is a tell.
Jalen Warren's probably the closest to those 2, but I don't think they're the route runners, or I don't think he's the route runner or pass catcher that they are, at least just yet. He's shown us that he can do some of that stuff, but he's just still a little bit inexperienced to be going all in on a 2 running back set like that.
And I did see Michael Tiger, it was Michael Tiger and somebody else in the chat. They had brought up, and Todd Sikowski, or maybe it was just Michael Tiger, talking about how we were doing it with Jalen Samuels and James Conner, but that was the Wildcat stuff, though.
I was going to say,
that was the
I don't
Wildcat.
remember having them both on the field at the same time, and if they were, it definitely wasn't working.
It was the Wildcat. That's the only game that worked was that Cincinnati game.
Right.
That was it. After that, it was all downhill every time we went to it.
I think you're right. Maybe they did have them both on the field at the same time, but you're right, too. It was a little bit of Wildcat. It was literally just that game. Yeah. And then we tried it with Jalen Warren against the Ravens and actually had him pass the ball, and that's
that was
when,
the pick.
Nope, we're done.
Yeah.
Let's not do that anymore.
It wasn't like the beginning of the game. So
it was. It was terrible.
Yes.
Kyle Monier, I genuinely hope Canada figures it out.
Yeah.
But, man, his resume sucks. I selfishly wish we'd fire him, but I know that ain't happening. Kenny's our only hope.
Yeah, that was the other thing that's going around. They start pulling resumes, looking around. I'm like, why ain't y'all do this before we hired him? Not in terms of the Steelers, but for the people that, decided that they wanted to start looking at that type of thing. I'm just like, bro.
I wasn't the biggest fan of hiring. I just was fine with us bringing back
time,
7, and I was just like, all right, whatever. I don't care who the coordinator is. Well, let's just have 7 run the offense. But then it was the opposite. It was we gave this dude reins of the offense.
Yeah.
Over 7, and we had him running like under center, college type of stuff.
But it was different,
and that's where it was messed up.
And it was also
I hated
different
that.
because Matt Canada was an in-house promotion, so the thought process, even for me, was that granted it would be different than Randy Fiechner, but still similar in terms of the chain of command, where it's 7 gets the final say, and you kind of just go with that. That's how we thought it was going to be as well.
That's not what happened.
Yeah.
And we got the sabotage. And then, it is right to look at the resume. It's like, dude, why did we give this dude the reins over a Hall of Fame quarterback?
Well, no. Think about in terms of why they gave him the reins. I do think in that particular time, though, I don't necessarily agree with the decision to just completely turn it over. But at that time, some of the criticism was, man, when Ben has so much control of this offense, that's part of the reason why it's successful, but also part of the reason why it struggled. Remember, because down the stretch during that season, that's when we went 11-0, and then we really kind of fell off that cliff.
I feel like it was a little overhyped, a little overcriticized.
I know you would feel like that.
There were a lot of drops.
That was kind of the approach with it. That was the thought process. So I could understand why in that time they were like, yeah, we're going to allow Canada to truly be an offensive coordinator. But, yeah, it was still very surprising, though, that regardless of who's the coordinator or not, that you're not allowing you got to have that type of input or not have more input.
Jacob Alessia. Sorry. Well, we saw what happened all these fourth quarters last year whenever Ben, as one said back in 2020, he cut the cords from Randy Finkner. He cut the cords from Canada in 2021 and all those fourth quarters and said, just shut up, I'm running the offense. And we got all those game-winning drives.
I'm sure.
Threw out the playbook. Screw it. I'm drawing this
Did
stuff
we
in
win
the
the Super
dirt.
Bowl that year?
Who?
We ended up winning the Super Bowl that year, too, with that method, right?
Which one?
The cut the cord and just let them go.
Well, there's some context and nuance we could go over, but
Oh, all right. I was just, I might be a little cloudy every once in a while.
listen, dude. Are we talking about 2020? The snap over Ben's head,
man,
not his fault.
I was just, don't shoot the messenger. I was just asking
Drops,
for a friend, man.
not Ben's fault. Jacob Alessio, defensive injuries, not Ben's fault. He says, "Sorry, I'm late. Got the wife with me on the way home."
Shout out
That
to the
sounds
wife.
like good news because we know his wife was dealing with some stuff.
Absolutely, but that also sounds like quality time as well, man. You can never have enough of that, man. So salute you and your wife, man. So yes, I hope she is well as well.
Gorilla mode. Von Miller and Diggs praising Pickett on their latest podcast. Pickett coming in playing at a higher level than the rest of our offense.
Good.
Outside of Pickens, pretty much.
Yeah.
Jacob Alessio. Can it be Tomlin is overrated? Love him, but
Well, I mean, everybody is entitled to their opinion. In terms of if you think he's overrated or not, I personally don't. But yeah, that's my opinion. So I'm not going to tell you that you should think he's overrated or underrated. If that's how you truly feel, that is just your opinion of it. I would want to know who you think is like properly rated or underrated. I guess I don't know, but I get it.
yeah, well, I view him as from an objective standpoint, like across the NFL, at least a top 6 to 7 coach. I think I had him in my top 3 heading into the season. So
Yeah.
that's just where I think he's a really good coach and has been.
So we're not saying he's above criticism. Sure. And for the people that want to live in the he's bad, then they bring up, whoa, when's the last time we had a playoff win? I know. It's when we were out there. I got you. Hey, man, no losing seasons. That's all cool. And we try to minimize that. I get it, But, yeah, once again, just depends on what you're looking for, man. Yeah. I look at it and say, hey, I know how successful this dude is. I know how hard it is to win consecutively year after year and go to the postseason. I actually know how hard it is to win in the postseason as well. So to me, no, I don't think he's overrated at all. In fact, I think he's very underrated at times. But that's just my approach or my thought process.
Vincent Martinez from the 707. Shout out to you two for providing a place where the fans can express their concerns for the season and you talking them off the ledge.
Man, we appreciate y'all as well. It's like a good little vibe, though, man. We do got this little setup like that, man. Hey.
Yeah, shout out to everyone that watches.
Yeah, shout out to the 707 as well.
Z Sizzle, have you guys watched Andor at all? New Star Wars TV show on Disney Plus, and I gotta say, it's probably one of the best yet. Deke would love it.
Oh, Deke ain't watched it yet. Actually, no, you might have. Star Wars, no?
Not Andor, no.
Okay.
Just the Obi-Wan.
Got you. Yeah,
I thought that was incredible.
I'm on Dahmer right now.
Who?
The Jeffrey Dahmer
The
series.
Netflix.
Yeah, I'm on that right now.
How's it going?
It's dope. I like it a lot, man. Yeah. But I'm into that. Me and wife, we always watch like stuff like that. But I was low key kind of feeling sideways. She had us like stop watching Ratchet TV to watch this Dahmer stuff. And I was like, yo, like I kind of like my black inks. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to see people jumping on tables. I kind of like seeing the bottles get thrown. I can get with this eating a person thing. It's kind of weird, but it's a little different.
Oh, is that what he was doing?
Yeah. He got a lot going on. Yeah,
God
yeah.
Damn.
It was a shock. It was definitely a shock watching the first episode. Like, Lord, babe. Usually, we like to watch TV late at night and then, Netflix and chill. That is not a Netflix and chill type of show. I'm just throwing it out there to you, okay? Not for me at least. Doesn't get me going.
Did they show it?
You see enough.
I'm not gonna watch it.
Okay, I was say you see enough.
I have no desire to watch it.
You see enough, bro. I don't want to give too many because it's still fresh and people are still like checking it out. So I ain't gonna go too crazy into it. But you gonna get your money's worth. Yeah, you're not gonna feel like you were left out. Or hey man, I need to see more.
They made it too PC.
Yeah. You're not gonna feel like that at all. Like you feel low key like you're in there. I'm like, bruh, yeah.
Mike Hood, what's up? Why does the D not have more quality depth?
That's what she said.
1 or 2 injuries and we're done. I was thinking that on the way over too. Actually, I had a lot of thoughts now that I think about it on the way over.
You be thinking about a lot of stuff when you drive, bro.
I feel like the depth isn't important until you need it. Because whose depth is actually like that amazing?
Correct.
Because you're going to have dudes that are backups for a reason. Because if someone's supposed to be a starter, they're probably going to be a starter.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you brought that up too because Coach Tomlin obviously spoke on the next man up concept, and he oversimplified it, and I just want to just touch on it a little bit more. So when he was talking about it, he had said that the biggest difference between a starter, or he said the main difference between a starter and a role player is opportunity. And yes, if we're overly simplifying it, it can be boiled down to just opportunity. Because me personally, that's something that I would always fuss about. Opportunity. I felt like when I was the starter, I produced. But then at the same time, there was times when I was a role player and I was like, yeah, I want to be back out there. I think I could produce. But it's more than just opportunity. Because when I think of me athletically, and I think of Bud Dupree athletically, that is not an opportunity thing. It's certain things I would never be able to do that Bud can do. When we talk TJ Watt, it's not an opportunity thing. Certain people are just gifted athletically. Shoot, I was in Buffalo when we gave out the first $100 million defensive player contract, Mario Williams. I backed him up for a little bit too, Deke. Do you think it was an opportunity thing that was the difference between me and Mario Williams? No. It was 6'7", 295, could run 4'5", and I was, 6 foot, 235 pounds? Running 4'4", running 4'5", 4'6", you know what I'm saying? So it was like, very different. Very, very different. So even though we talk next man up, even though we look at our roster and at the beginning of every season, we're always like, yeah, we like our depth, we like this and like that. There's a reason why we don't pay Alex Highsmith the way we pay TJ Watt. There's a reason why Malik Reed isn't paid the way that Alex Highsmith is paid. There's a reason why Trey Norwood wasn't drafted in the first round like Terrell Edmonds. Like, there's certain reasons why players are role players. Not saying they can't develop into it, and eventually the way you combat that is, okay, you got to become super cerebral. And that was how I lived. I became super smart, so I would know everything, offense, defense, special teams, to combat that. But there was still going to be things that, hey, if you know just as much as I do, and you're athletic like that, I can't stop that. I can't do that. And this is part of what we are experiencing right now as well. When you talk about some of the plays that were had where Trey Norwood was in the mix of it, defensively specifically, I'm looking at that and I'm saying, yes, I've already seen Terrell Edmonds make this play routinely, and I do feel like he could still make them plays routinely. But it's the reason why he was out there. It's the reason why he started literally every game he's been in here. Because he is gifted like that athletically. So it's not just always about opportunity. It's not always as simple as just saying next man up, because that context matters. No matter how many opportunities you're going to give. Think about Henry Mondu last year, right? And Henry, man, friend of the show, pulled up on us and everything, right? How many opportunities did he get? Plenty, right? Was that ever going to make him Cam Hayward? Was that ever going to make him DeMarvin Leal? Was that ever going to make him Larry Ogunjobi? Nah. But that's some of the context, man. So yes, when we're talking about the depth, it's not what we want it to be right now. But there's a reason why they're depth players. And when you talk about not just losing one player, because if it was just Edmonds and you still got Akello, Levi, and Cam Sutton, TJ Watt, we're not hollering about that. In fact, we're praising our depth because Trey Norwood was going to come in here and play well in that setting.
Because everyone else around him is starters.
Right.
Yep.
When you talk about if it was just Akello out and you still got TJ, Levi, Cam Sutton, Edmonds, man, we're like, bro, look at the depth in the secondary. Man, we done pulled up. We said Levi Wallace and Cam Sutton starting, Arthur Milet in the slot. Should we even bring your boy Pierre Allen back out this thing? And everybody look great. But now when you're talking about no TJ Watt, you lose Larry Ogunjobi in the game. You don't go into that game with Akello Witherspoon. You don't go into that game with Edmonds. You lose Levi Wallace in that game. You also lose Cam Sutton. Bro, those 6 starters. 6.
Minka's banged up.
And how many of these dudes of the 6 are Pro Bowl or second contract or guys that we're leaning on heavily? So it's a lot of that is going into why we are feeling the way that we're feeling. But that context does matter. It's not seeking comfort. It's not trying to make excuses. But these are legit variables in this situation. And that is why at times when we talk about inconsistencies, well, when you got some players that are legit starters in this league and some players that are legit role players, but it's too much of both of them out there mixed up, or too much of the role players and not enough other starters out there, you're going to get inconsistent play because that's why they're role players. You want to minimize them. You don't want them playing 50 snaps. You want them to play about 20 snaps. 20 snaps, Arthur Milet balling out, right? Talk about 80, or I don't want to put him out there because that's my dog. I like what I like what he's doing, but I'm trying to think of another guy specifically. Jameer Jones, right? Jameer Jones. If he's getting 10 plays a game, man, you're going to live with that. You'll be all right with that. If he's out there playing 50 players a game, you're like, bro, this ain't it. That type of context. So
I'm glad you brought that up because I was trying to even think back to the Steelers' heydays of the 2000s with Ben, Troy, that era. And we would have injuries. Like, Troy would get hurt, but it would never get this bad because it would just be like Troy hurt, maybe one other guy. And then the rest of the defense, we still have a depoy candidate or a depoy winner in James Harrison rushing the passer. And then Lawrence Tent. Like, we had a bunch of other really good dudes where we can make it work without Troy Polamalu. And actually, we were making it work without TJ Watt the most part these first 3 or 4 weeks.
Absolutely.
Jets game, Patriots game, Browns game. Like, the defense held up. Then we started to see some of the inconsistencies pop up. But now against the Bills, you combine TJ Watt being out with, like you said, 5 or 6 other players. That's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough.
It is. And then you're not just missing those players, but
you actually liked our depth coming into the season. If we're talking about Trey Norwood and Millette as being like backup secondary guys, Spillane as our backup linebacker to Miles Jack and Devin Bush. And then we have Liao and Chris Wormley as like our backup defensive lineman. That's some nice depth, actually.
Hey, and then, Deke, can we also add on that, hey, you also were playing against a really good team in the Buffalo Bills on top of it. So just to add insult to injury, it's like you already are dealing with what was going to make whoever you're going against a tough game. But then you come into a team where they are hot. They are very talented. And offensively, they were very, not healthy, but they still had their main pieces in terms of Josh, Diggs, Gabe Davis, stuff like that. So it's like all of that matters. All of that plays into this thing, man. And that's why when we say it's not always about a quick fix or it's not just necessarily a knee-jerk reaction that needs to be made, this the context that we're referring to in terms of why we're saying that. We don't just say it just to say it because we're Tomlin apologists or Steeler apologists. But when you're talking about the context, that matters. Because otherwise you're just making crazy moves for the sake of making crazy moves when big picture-wise you're looking to yourself and it's like, yo, these aren't bad players that are out there. No, they're just out there without their superstar players. And when you're doing that, that's what it's going to look like at times.
Yeah, I'd love to see what this defense looks like after the bye if everyone's healthy, TJ's back.
Exactly.
If we get back to that week 1 defense and the offense is better,
because
presume with Kenny Pickett.
What the offense could. I mean, we saw what the defense could do when it was healthy. We saw that week 1. So I'm not thinking that that's impossible to get back to, but we got to be back healthy because we don't have those same players out there right now.
Cameron Schrader. Who sees the field first? Calvin Austin or TJ? Whoa, that's a good one.
I'm going Austin.
I am too.
I'm going Austin.
I think TJ's going to be after the bye.
The scope, the setback.
We might see Austin in one of these next 3 weeks, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
It's almost going to have to, or you're going to sit him out for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
It's either one or the other with Austin.
Mm-hmm.
Because they have 21 days since they activate him, which was last week.
Yes.
So now you got between these next 2 weeks if you're going to put Calvin Austin out there. Yeah. I assume you're going to. You got to.
You brought him back for a reason.
Yeah.
In terms of this is this window. Yeah.
Even Banner, they
activated him.
They didn't play him as much. Right. They're at least going to activate Austin. We're going to see him on the field.
Absolutely.
What his role's going to be, I don't know. I mean, I'd like to see him, though.
Yeah.
Colton Choi Fu. Because he could, he could break the top off the defense with that speed,
The only thing I could see in terms of a potential issue for him early on is just the fact that he wasn't able to practice in training camp. So how fast does he pick up the offense?
True.
Because he wasn't even practicing while he was injured because he's been injured. So he's essentially going to be going through not just 3 weeks of let me see your conditioning, let me see athletically if you're healthy, but I also need to see are you actually athletically gifted enough to win consistently in practice versus these guys? Are you good enough that you should get a helmet or an opportunity over a gunner, over whoever else we can go down? I don't even know at the bottom of it because obviously they're switching it because Steven Sims is going to get a helmet still. But he was trying to say it like his eye was still jacked up or something. I don't know. The way you heard he was like, if he's healthy, he'll be out there. I'm like, why you say if? Is he healthy or is he not healthy, man? You said Cam Sutton out. And he was like, oh, well, we'll see. We'll let his availability. I'm like, man, don't be doing that to me now. But, we shall see.
Right.
We shall see, though.
Going back to even another rookie receiver we brought in the middle of the season, Martavis Bryant.
Yeah.
He was there for training camp.
Mm-hmm. He had the full training camp. Yeah.
Why the hell didn't we play him those first 6 games?
No, something was going on with him, I thought.
I don't know, but whenever he got in that offense, that's when Ben started throwing those 6 touchdown games.
Because I remember when we finally put him
skyrocketed.
in, because we would be pissed in practice because we would practice again. I don't know why he wasn't playing, though, because he was doing that in practice, And we would always be like, bro, like,
It's time.
yeah, we don't need to keep doing this us now. We trying to get our confidence up because, at that time, especially.
That was after the Browns game.
Yeah. We
Brian Hoyer beat them.
Yeah. We was in a unique place.
Dude, I honestly think we put Martavis in. He's a touchdown in the Texans game.
Yeah.
Ben has those back-to-back 6 touchdown
600,
games.
500
Didn't
yard
Martavis
game? Yeah.
have 2 touchdowns in both of
Oh,
those?
yeah, Tay was going
First
crazy.
3 games, he had 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, we was all looking at Tay like, bro, you're going to be better than everybody. Yeah, AB who?
I believed it too. Because he had the one thing AB didn't have, or maybe even 2 things. The top end speed, and then also the size.
Yes. He looked like Julio. That what he looked like.
Didn't have the hands like AB, though.
Or Julio. Nope. That's my dog, too.
Still, he was amazing.
Shout out to Tay.
Even with that, he was still amazing.
Yeah, I just don't remember what
You could accept the occasional drop by Martavis because you knew some crazy-ass play was coming later in the game.
He was a freak, bro. He was a freak. I'm a dog. Dang, Miss Tay. I'm a dog.
Colton Troy Fu. What's your guy's shirt size? Gonna bring you a gift.
Oh.
I'm an XL guy these days.
Why you sound like it was a bad thing?
It's a very bad thing.
Well, if I say I'm a 2X.
I'm not promoting being fat.
I'm a 2X. Is that okay? Like, you making me nervous. Is 2X all right?
Nah, but obviously, you're fit, dude.
I'm fit.
There's a difference. I'm like a bad XL.
You silly.
There's a difference between a good XL and a bad XL. Because I could still be XL if I get in shape.
I'm XL.
Because I want maybe a more looser fit, but I'm in a bad XL spot right now.
Hey, I'm glad y'all actually brought that up. Let's pay a bill real quick because I totally forgot about this bill that we needed to pay.
Okay.
All right. Today's episode is brought to you by True Classic Tees. The tea for people like Deke, who we were just talking about, in terms of,
Yeah, it's nice.
whether you're all the way fit, kind of fit, or not fit at all. It gives you that nice athletic cut up top, fitted around the chest and around them biceps so you can look the part that you want to look, but then it also gives you a little more leeway around that midsection, baby, because we know not all 6-packs are created equal, but we all got them somehow, some way, all right? So that is what True Classic Tees does bring to the table, and I love the fact that they're always in what we like to call prime colors, or just really good colors that go with everything. As my man Deke can always tell you, you rock with the culture, right?
Oh, yeah. I love the tees.
Come on, man.
They sent that care package. I've been rocking them ever since.
Absolutely, man. We need another package now that I think about it. But either way, for y'all that necessarily don't get the care package, y'all can use the promo package. And that promo code is Moats. You use that, you get 25% off of your purchase at trueclassictees.com. So don't waste time, baby. Make yourself look good. Feel good. Ladies, too. They got it all. All right? True Classic Tees. Shout out to them for the show.
All right, it's 5:03. What do we want to do?
Man, I don't know, bro. We ain't do nothing we were supposed to do. I was like, in my mind, I was like, I want to talk injury report beforehand. Then want to go likes and don't likes. Then we're going to call up TG. Then we're going to do the preview first. Then we're going to call TG. So we all over the place right now, bro.
Chat's been cooking.
It has been.
You make the call. Because we still got super chats. Or we could pause it. Do whatever we want to do. Injury report or start talking Steelers Bucks. I don't care.
Let's start it. Let's at least get a little Steelers Bucks in on the front end. Let's get a little on the front end. All right. So we'll start it out with likes and don't likes to start it off. All right.
All right. You started off then. Let me get some of these super chats.
For sure. And yeah, like I said, man, we don't have to spend a crazy amount of time on it, but definitely want to get at least this part in on the front end of this thing. And also, while we are transitioning, make sure y'all like this stream, man. Hit the subscribe button if you have not, and notification bell as well. So drop in the chat 3 things you like about this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team. For me, man, the first thing that I like, Tom Brady. You watch him, he is still, who he is. Very cerebral, always in command of the offense, still very highly accurate with the football, super competitive. Still doing it all. Still can't run. Not the best athlete, still not that.
Knows how to move in the pocket though.
Yes, he does. And he also is doing a really good job also of when he gets hit, he's selling every hit. And I do like that about him as well. He's just very vet savvy, but man, as a whole, Brady's still playing at a very, very high level of football right now, man. And he's part of the reason why that Bucs offense is as good as it is. because of how he is with his decision making and stuff like that, man. So he's obviously the first thing that I like about this Bucs team.
Yeah, obviously I'm with you on Brady.
Yeah.
What do you think really sold that call at the end of the game on Grady Jarrett? I think it was whenever he
kicked his leg. Yeah, he kicked his leg up. That's why I said he sold it. Yeah. It was the hit itself was fine. When he kicked his leg up, it makes it look like something extra was going on. And if it's Brady, you give him the benefit of the doubt. That's 100% what it was. Yeah.
Do you think there was anything Jarrett was doing that would make him kick the leg, or he was just
Brady
going into acting mode?
No, it wasn't necessarily acting mode, but Brady, whenever he gets
Flopping.
whenever Brady gets hit, he always we always would say it's like a temper tantrum. Like,
Yeah.
he gonna flail or do something, and then he's always trying to get you off of him quick too. Like, you notice whenever he's sacked, he never wants the guy like on him for a long time,
Talking shit and stuff.
Yeah, so that's the other part of just his game, because he knows he's a target, and he knows, hey man, when you hit Brady, it ain't often, but when you do, you want to let him know about it. You gonna lay on it, you gonna let him like all that. So that's the other part of it. So yeah, whenever he is hit in any games that you watch, especially later on in his career, he's quick to, and he's like, bro, like, what you doing? You had a toddler, man, chill out. But I think that was ultimately why, from that referee's vantage point, you see him kick that leg up. You like, bro, what the heck going on? All right, flag. Yeah.
Yeah, Brady.
I don't agree with it, but that's the context that I kind of thought of.
Yeah, Brady's still that dude at 45. You just got to watch the games, even though the Bucs offense has been
inconsistent at times.
Yeah, very weird.
Yeah.
It also has to do with the receivers being in and out of the lineup. All you got to do is watch Brady throw the ball. That, from my standpoint,
it's not missing a beat.
Accuracy still on point.
Not missing a beat, bro.
Somehow, it honestly looks like one of the faster throws.
I would agree.
The balls with the most speed in the league. That I'm
in terms of like the zip on it, bro,
it's unbelievable.
Yes,
it's literally unbelievable.
He'll be throwing that rock, and I'm just like, bro, why are you rocking it like that? Like, yeah.
I don't know how it's possible. This would be a great question, but I do really think Brady has improved his arm strength over time.
Yeah.
How does that happen? When you're coming into the league as a young 20-something-year-old, aren't you thinking in that 20s point to whenever you hit your early 30s, that's probably your peak of arm strength.
Yeah.
How has he improved his arm strength?
It makes no sense to me, bro. But it's noticeable. As soon as you said, I was like, yep, I agree.
It might even be faster than last year. I mean, we're probably talking minuscule, but that was the first thing that jumped off the screen whenever I was watching some of these games.
It's very noticeable.
Yeah, he still has it, even though some of his numbers are off a little bit. Even though his touchdown interception ratio is good, 7-1. The Bucs offense hasn't been the same.
Correct.
But actually, I do think there is something missing in the Bucs offense. We'll get to that in the dislikes.
Absolutely, we're gonna get to that. All right. Second thing that I like about this team is their defense. Man, this is a unit that is talented, explosive, high pedigree. I mean, yeah, there's not a lot of holes with this defense. They got young talent in terms of Devin White, in terms of Tryon. You got veteran guys out there, Shaq Barrett. What's the other? Levante David. Still, man, the one dude that jumps off the screen to me consistently was Antoine Winfield. Like, Antoine Winfield Jr., like, man, just defensively, they got a dope young core. They got some good players that know how to fly around and play ball at a high level. Yeah. And they got the big dog up front, too, man. Big Vita. Yeah, he's another one. No.
Yeah, they have
So
a
I definitely
really
like
good
their
defense
a lot, man. I like the defense a lot.
Yeah, they have a really good defense.
Yeah.
Statistically, they're one of the tops in the league right now. I want to look at this real quick. So, in terms of league-ranked defense, they're 6th in passing yards given up, 6th in interceptions taken away. Actually, they're not as good in the running game, 18th in rushing. But overall, their defense is really solid. You look at some of these games, only 3 points given up against the Cowboys. That's with Dak Prescott. 10 points against the Saints.
The Chiefs were the one that got.
That was it. Yeah, because look at everything else. Packers, only 14 points. They did end up losing that one.
Yeah.
Chiefs was the 41. And Mahomes is on one right now. I mean, you watched that because that was one of the ones I watched back too. What can you do? Mahomes is just lighting it up, dude. He's got the Brady stuff in terms of throwing it from the pocket, but then
he got the freaky stuff too.
Right, exactly. From escaping the pocket, that mobility, throwing it on the run, and I mean, we saw that play in the red zone. Like, it was 2 or 3 yards from the goal line where he just like flicked it over his wrist, did like all the spinning and shit. So yeah, and then we saw even on Monday night, they're still operating at a very high level. Mahomes had 4 touchdowns, all to Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
And then against the Falcons, they only give up 15 points against the Falcons. If anything, some of that was garbage time. I mean, it was a shutout. It was, 21-0.
Then they
third quarter, and Mariota starts leading them back a little bit.
Because they scored that second touchdown with like 4 minutes left in the game. And that was ultimately when that final Brady drive happens and the sack happens after that. But, yeah.
No, their defense as a whole is really good. That's what's keeping them in these games, as the offense has been trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
But from some of the stuff I saw, there are ways to get around it. And we even saw with the rushing game.
Absolutely. And then the third thing that I like about this Bucs team is just their offensive talent. When you talk Brady, Mike Evans, Godwin, Leonard Fournette, then obviously Tristan Wirth, in terms of the offensive line and stuff like that. I just think that their talented players on offense are actually like super productive players too, whether you're talking this season or career-wise. And that is something that, you know, when you watch their offense, especially that Falcons game, when it got going, they're going through those guys. Now, Brady's still going to spray the ball around, but Fournette, Mike Evans, and Godwin, those are the guys he's rolling with. Those are the guys he's leaning on, and they produce. Like, when he needs it, those are the guys, man. For Fournette, it's not always necessarily running the ball, because this year I think he only has one 100-yard rushing game. That was the Cowboys game. Other than that, the rushing yards have been very pedestrian at times, but his receiving ability all of a sudden this year has been the big thing that has,
I
carried
think he's
over from
on pace
last
for
year.
probably like 80 receptions.
Yeah. Like, last year was obviously a big year for him. I think he had, 60 receptions, something like that?
Yeah, he became more of a receiving back these last, 3 or 4 years. Even
Yeah.
dating back to his last year in Jacksonville, I think he had, 75 receptions.
Yeah. But for me, a person that's played against Fournette when he was in Jacksonville, and it was like, yo, this dude is an animal as a runner. Now seeing him getting that ball out that backfield in terms of it being thrown to him and having him with more space, you can see some of the difficulties that it is to play against him and why he was drafted where he was as well. Like, this dude is a talented running back, man, across the board. But Mike Evans, dude, you watch him and it's like, man, if you put the ball in his vicinity, he's going to get it. Now, he always looks like he's hurting to me. Always like he's hurting. But he produces, man. So, yeah, I like their, like I said, offensive productivity. And Tristan Wirfs, man, he's a heck of a tackle. So,
yep. I got the same exact 3 then, because I have just offensive weapons. But maybe even take yours a little bit further. Their depth. When you have Russell Gage as your third receiver.
Bro, Russell, yeah.
Julio Jones as like your third or fourth receiver. Yeah. He's out. And I think they're gonna wait on him, because they're gonna need him in the second half of the season and for the playoffs. They're gonna treat him like the first year when AB got, remember when they was like, yo, we brought him on like the last 6-7 games or whatever. They're gonna let Julio get as healthy as he needs to be for the run. Brashard Perryman, I've always liked him. I don't know why he's never been able to carve out an actual role with a team, but he can step in if a dude like Evans or Godwin gets hurt, and you really not miss a beat because of all that talent that he has. Yeah. And then Scotty Miller as your 6th receiver.
Scotty.
If he's your 6th receiver, you got some pretty damn good
depth.
Bro,
think about it. It was times when Scotty Miller was like one of their guys last year. Yeah.
He's still a guy Brady can go to and trust. Now, well, we'll just leave it at that, because also I like Leonard Fournette as well. Running backs aren't really the same from what it was over the last couple of years, because you had the Leonard Fournette, Ronald Jones combination. Also, Giovanni Bernard, he's on IR.
Yeah.
So it ain't really the same there, but we'll say offensive weapons plus their receiver depth.
Yeah. All right. Oh, and let's make sure we do our due diligence, because it's 5:14, so we got about a minute or two to check to see what the chat said in terms of their likes. All right, before we go to our dislikes.
Works for me.
All right, let's see.
Here we go. Says number 1, Giselle. Number 2, AB's terrible memes. And 3, TB12 gets all the BS calls from the Zebras.
Oh, Trina Still Diva says she likes the other TB12. Number 2, the former Steeler, Byron Leftwich. And the third, the refs. Yeah, because the refs to be helping them. All right, I respect that. I respect it.
Stan Claire, I do like Devin White, the city of Tampa Bay, and also Warren Sapp.
Bart Basquiato, he likes Giselle. He likes the pirate ship. And he also likes Winston's W speech in terms of eating the W. Fair enough. Yeah, that pirate ship, man, that joint kind of scared me the first time I was down there, bro. They shot that cannon. I was not expecting it, Deke. Definitely jumped. Felt bad about myself. You know, it's like, yo, I jumped. I wasn't supposed to jump. It was one of them moments, Deke. It was not cool.
What else we got here? I don't know if I'm seeing. Oh, here we go. Paranoid Steeler fan. Passing game against our linebackers.
Yeah.
Running game against our D-line. Ability to stop our dysfunctional run game.
Hey, I'm looking through this chat and I'm seeing people say he done sold his soul.
Brady.
Yeah, they said, because he was like, how's he still getting better? He's like, he sold his soul. He the devil. I'm like, well, it made me think about my shirt because I got this Chucky shirt on. I was like, man, I hope y'all don't think I'm over here tripping or nothing like that. I just like Halloween a lot. All right, I ain't on that Brady stuff, but I did like my Chucky. You know, I got to have a little Chucky. You know, you a Chucky guy?
Never seen it.
That might be good for you, though, Deke. Might be good.
Yeah, I don't really plan on seeing it either.
Keep you peaceful, man. You know,
I remember him that movie getting promoted a decent amount whenever I was a kid. Never really wanted to get into it. Looked pretty scary.
It can be very scary. It's times, Deke, as a 34-year-old grown man, where, you know, it might be dark and I'm like, was that 4 feet? Was that 3 feet? Is that a dog, baby? All right, let me check. Let me get the strap. You know what I mean? Like, just be safe. Yeah.
I'll go with 2 more here. Cal Monier says Devin White all day, 2 Tristan Wirfs, and then 3 Vita Vea.
Okay.
Rod Dawes says Tom Brady, the coaching staff.
Ooh, nice.
He's got a few here. Antoine Winfield Jr.
Bro, he's so fire.
And a bonus,
He's fire.
Leonard Fournette.
Yeah, I like it then. All right. So, with that being said, to stick with the time, so because we're going to be on time today, D. We on time. All right.
Yeah.
Now we will transition to what we do not like about this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team. So drop 3 dislikes in the chat, por favor. For me, man.
Go first?
Yeah, I'll go first, man. The first thing that I'm not really a fan of is just their pass rush consistency. I think in terms of the individuals winning, obviously like a Joe Tryon, man, I think that he is a dope athlete. I like his ability to rush the passer, but in terms of his sack numbers, he doesn't have a lot. Obviously, when you're talking about Shaq Barrett, we know that he is a guy that has had a high ceiling in terms of getting sacks, but even this year, he's off to a slow start. 2 sacks for him. Their approach right now has still been more just anybody is winning. They'll blitz out of it. You see Devin White blitzing a good amount of time.
Vita Vea's got like a sack or 2.
Yeah, it's like spread out, but it's nobody that you're necessarily saying, hey, this is the guy. Even though Shaq Barrett, historically, since he's been in Tampa, has been that guy. And when you talk about Joe Tryon, he looks the most legit to be that guy. But this year, neither one has necessarily produced in the terms of those numbers. So that's the first thing, like I said, for me, that if I had to pick something, I would just say consistently winning one-on-ones in their pass rush. I don't feel like they do that right now. They'll blitz it, but you don't have that one guy that's just winning.
Well, what I dislike for them, but actually like for us, is no Gronk.
Ooh,
I feel like Brady's missing his guy.
Good call.
And they're trying to figure it out. And I think they are getting there
That
because you see these last couple games, the offense is much better than what it was the first 3 weeks. But you notice Cameron Brate, I think he only has like 100 yards.
Yep.
Kyle Rudolph, he's been in and out of the lineup, but he has 1 catch for 12 yards. Brady hasn't been utilizing the tight end like he has with Gronk. And that's been hurting the offense up to this point. Like I said, they're trying to figure out ways. And as you mentioned, if they're going to start dinking and dunking to Leonard Fournette, maybe that's one of the ways they do it. But another thing about Gronk, I don't know if people really understand this because everyone thought he was washed and stuff. Dude, last year he was on pace for 1,000 yards.
No, he definitely was.
In 12 games,
he just
55 receptions, 802 yards, and 6 touchdowns.
He just looks
66
crippled
yards a
at
game.
times, bro. He just looks so old at times, man.
But you don't mean to tell me Brady wouldn't mind having Gronk back.
Oh, you
right
know
now.
he would. Come on, that's his dude.
So I think that's something they're missing on offense.
Gronk. I like that. All right, the second thing that I don't like about this Bucs team right now is their offensive line's run blocking. When you watch them, I think they pass block really well. But when I'm watching them in the run game, it's not a ton of guys just getting blown off the ball, and Fournette has these big holes to run through. A lot of Fournette's productivity does come through the passing game. It comes through him fast releasing and stuff like that. And a large part of that is because they're trying to use that to be a substitute to their run. Very similar to what Brady would do when he was in New England. It would be, hey, man, we're going to quick pass attack. We're going to screen. So you'll see him now on passes. Get up and chuck it out there to Godwin and hope Godwin can make a guy miss. You'll see them fast release Leonard Fournette out there to the flat. Strong side or to the boundary side. Just get on the ball in space. Let them run. Like, that's how they attack the run game. That's how they approach their run game. That's it for them. And Brady, because he is very good with his decision making. Now, he does make mistakes, and that does pop up, but he does not do it a lot. And that's the thing. Like, his decision making, man, in terms of when he knows, all right, this is the look I got. I'm going right here with that ball. That's the stuff that's like making them really tough. But their offensive line in terms of the run blocking, I'm not a fan of it. Because, like I said, it's just not what you would think it should be based on some of the talent that they have and stuff like that.
Well, I'm with you on that. Offensive line is a little bit shaky at times.
And there are some injuries now.
Well, that's what I was going to bring up,
say,
just to go more off
they got
that.
2 guys. They got some guys hurt, man.
Their starting left tackle, Josh Wells, is out on IR.
Hey, you know where he went to school?
I did see that today.
Okay.
James Madison.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And they also got a guard that started in the Super Bowl for them that's on IR as well, Aaron Stinney. He also went to JMU as well. I don't know if you knew that. You know, the 25th ranked team in the country right now, that JMU. I was just want to throw that out there, man. They JMU do. So, you know, I feel some type of way about them.
I know how you're feeling with JMU right now. What are the vibes from everyone else, though? I know you're trying to, like... die the hype down a little bit. How's everyone else handling it?
Mind. You know,
really?
They lost their mind. Absolutely.
National championship.
They done lost their mind. Hey man, we need to write a letter to the Sun Belt to see if we can go ahead and change that rule. We understand that we're not supposed to be good for 2 years. We're supposed to be transitioning, but clearly we're doing this right now. So we need.
I thought you said you don't have to transition if you have your schedule set up.
So this is the thing. We are trying to appeal.
Okay.
But a part of our appeal was going ahead and making this schedule as tough as it can be and playing a full FBS.
Oh, so did you try to appeal before the season even started?
Yeah, we had to send the appeal before the season started. So
no response yet?
Yeah, but no. You weren't going to know in terms of the NCAA. We didn't. The Sun Belt part is different. So the way it's set up is for any team going from FCS to FBS, it's a 2-year mandatory wait. So most time, those 2 years, you're trying to get your roster turned over, get the 1AA guys off, and get 1A guys in. You're trying to see, okay, man, we're going to schedule half, FBS, half FCS. For us, because we already felt like we had a G5 team. We already felt like we had guys that we recruited that could play at that level. A lot of dudes would turn down those schools to go there. I tell you how, even with my situation, like, I wasn't going to here. I was like, I'm going to go here. It makes the most sense for me. So we already felt like we had that type of talent. But it was one of these you had to see it. So because they're winning as much as they did, now it's like, hey man, we wanted to end this thing sooner. So can we make this a 1-year thing? For the Sun Belt, their biggest hiccup is just because the NCAA rule is we can't go to a bowl game for 2 years. They don't want their conference champion to not be able to play in a bowl game. So if they change it to, if the NCAA says, hey man, in a year we'll give y'all a pass, well then the Sun Belt will change and be like, hey man, y'all can win the conference next year. If the NCAA says it has to be 2 years, then we got to wait 2 years to win it. And that's kind of like the whole dilemma with the Sun Belt and with the NCAA. But we appealing, man. We writing letters and all that type of stuff, man. Okay. We just didn't know it was going to happen like this.
Yeah, hopefully they could come to some conclusion.
I'm trying to keep everybody chill, though. Just one game at a time.
And then the other dude they're missing on their offensive line is
Jensen.
I think he made a couple Pro Bowls, right?
Yeah,
Ryan Jensen.
Yeah.
That was a really bad loss. That happened before the season even started.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm with you on the O-line / some of the injuries that they've dealt with on the offensive line, but also Julio Jones dealing with some injuries, Mike Evans being suspended for that game, Chris Godwin being in and out of the lineup.
Yeah.
So yeah, they've been dealing with some injuries, but they're 3-2. They're starting to hit their stride, it seems, from some of the stuff that I was watching.
All right, and then the last thing for me, man, I was kind of reaching. I ain't have a lot going on. But actually, no, I'm really content with this, man. I wasn't a fan of their corners specifically. I like the safety. Like I said, Winfall, I like him. And Carlton Davis, I like him when he's fully healthy. But when I'm watching him and Dean, I don't know, man. I think they're good players without a doubt. But I think if I'm looking at them, I'm like, I like us. I do. So that was kind of my thought process when I thought of the DBs. I'm like, yeah, that's definitely a matchup that I like a lot for us on this angle. I think that it's something that if we're talking about the way you're attacking this team or you're talking about weak spots of this team defensively, to me, those are the guys that I look at, their cornerback room specifically. Because like I said, I like their front seven a lot, man. I like the linebackers a lot. I like the D-line. I like what they do there. But secondary is where I would say, is their weakest point outside of Antoine Winfield Jr. because, like I said, he's like their honey badger, Swiss Army knife. You see this dude doing everything. It's super productive, man. But he's a safety is how I'm classifying him.
So that was one of the things I noticed as I was watching some of these games is that the secondary can be had. Now, the Chiefs could be a little bit more of an outlier because that's the Chiefs, Andy Reid, Mahomes.
Yeah.
But with how Aaron Rodgers was picking apart their defense, it was some stuff that we should be doing, or what we hear that Matt Canada usually does. It's the bootlegs, it's the RPOs, it's some quick passes. And we know the Packers receivers aren't that good, but Rodgers and that Packers team was able to move the ball a ton in the first half. They didn't get 21 points because I think someone fumbled or something happened weird in the red zone, or they would have had 21 points in the first half just like that. Now, I get it. That's Aaron Rodgers. That's Matt LaFleur and whatever offensive play calling that they have over there. But if maybe Canada, I'm hoping so. Take those shrooms, do whatever you got to do. Watch some of that Packers tape and what they were doing against the Bucs, and can we incorporate that for this game coming up? Because I'm with you. There's certain ways to get them off balance on defense. When
I look at them, that's the thing that jumps. I'm just like, that's
because I'm telling you, Rodgers was running a very similar offense that we talk about. What Canada's supposed to do. There were RPOs. There were bootlegs, there were quick passes, there were little rollouts that he was doing, and it was successful. The thing that killed the Packers was some of those fumbles. I mean, Bucs were that was a weird game in the second half. Bucs kept turning it over, Packers kept turning it over, but they held on enough.
Well, and think about it this way though, man. You think early on in that game where Kenny is like cutting it up early on those first couple of drives, that is the approach. That's the offense. That's Canada. So it's like, just do that, but don't do it for 2 to 3 series and then stop.
And then do run pass.
Right. Don't.
We got to start with the pass. I think you got to trust Kenny now going forward.
The way that game played out, it's like, man, if you take that approach, you can take advantage of these corners that way. But we also can't have the drops either. That's the other part. They kind of go hand in hand. So I get it.
Yeah, and those Packers receivers actually played pretty good in the first half of that
they
game.
was catching the ball, bro.
They haven't really played good anywhere else because they've been dropping it too and doing some stupid shit. But for that first half, can we just do it? Can we do it? Can we get Pickett on some rollouts?
Can we catch the ball? Like, it's got to be both. We got to have Pickett making good throws, good reads,
good calls.
And we got to have good calls from Canada, and we got to have the receivers actually getting open and catching it. And we actually need our offense line to protect. Like, we can. We've seen it. Just do it consistently, man. Do it consistently.
Okay, my fourth. I have no oomph.
Fourth? You got 4?
No, 3. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was like, dang.
My third is no oomph.
I like it. What side of the ball you talking about the oomph?
Just the whole team.
Yes, it's like
it feels very lackluster.
Yeah.
Very, very lackluster, and that's surprising coming from a Tom Brady-led team. But both on offense and on defense, I think the offense, they're just trying to find their identity right now without Gronk. These receivers being in and out of the lineup, maybe Brady dealing with some of this stuff off the field as well. And then defense, I don't know if it's because the offense doesn't have that oomph where they're putting the pedal to the metal in some of these games that they're up, and the defense is playing off that, because it didn't really feel like the Falcons had any business getting back in that game. But it happened.
To me, when they scored that second touchdown in the fourth, I was feeling like, man, they went out there on that last little series before they gave up that touchdown. It was kind of chill. Like, bro, we up big. This game about over.
We got Brady.
We done stumped them every time we done been out here. Like, we vibe. And then before you know, you're like, they just scored. They just scored again really quick. Wait a minute. That's a one-score game. Whoa. Like, that's kind of what it felt like. Yeah.
Are they missing someone like AB to bring that edge in the locker room? I'm not sure.
I don't think
AB and
they don't need that edge. They don't need that edge. Keep that edge away.
No, but it's on both sides, because it's either the offense is just starting off stagnant.
Man, you just made me start thinking about AB all of a sudden. I was like, he just going another Twitter rant yesterday? Like, God.
I don't know what he's talking about at this point.
Bro, what? Every time I'm just like, oh my gosh, what is this, AB? What you doing? Yes. Thank you for reminding me of that.
So that's my third thing. There's no oomph, but you're starting to see signs that they're starting to get it.
Yeah.
They're starting to figure things out a little bit more. And the offense in the Chiefs game and also in this Falcons game was firing on more cylinders than it was those first 3 weeks. And then the defense has just been pretty much good throughout, but there's still something lackluster overall about this team. And then I do have a fourth one, though. This is more about what I dislike, but probably what Bucs fans and the Buccaneers organization like, and that's the refs help. Because not only was it the Brady call, there was a call before that where I think they did either pass interference or defensive holding.
Yes.
It was a third and short.
Third
and short. Brady throws a slant. I think it was the Mike Evans. The most ticky-tack call I've ever... I can't say that. There's been some actually other terrible calls. But it was probably in the top 10 for the league this season in terms of ticky-tack calls. But it's flying under the radar because you have that Chris Jones one that happened Monday night, and then the other one that happened in that Falcons-Bucs game. But
bro, I don't know which one was worse.
There's refs on Brady's side. We've seen it throughout his whole career.
Hey, Deke, which one you think was worse? Which one you think was worse, the Grady Jarrett or the Chris Jones? I hate the Chris Jones one because it's a strip sack recovery.
Yeah, that was probably worse.
I'm like, bro, that killed.
At least you can maybe see the ref's vantage point with Brady flailing his legs,
Yeah.
and they jump the gun and accidentally throw the flag, and then
Bro.
they just stick with it.
It killed me. I'm like, yo, this strip sack, this the trifecta, bro. You
That's
know
bad.
how hard that is? Like, he with the one, like, oh. Yeah, that
was
hurt.
really bad.
That hurt.
But yeah, those are my
Yeah.
3/4 because I gave you the bonus one. That's what I dislike.
Nah, salute you for that, man. Hey, and I must say, look at the clock, too. Look at
Perfect
the clock.
timing.
Look at us. Would you look at us, man? He's how we doing, man. All right, so you have all the super screenshot. I don't think we had any,
I do.
like, any crazy ones come in after that. I'm going to.
I'll double check, but I think I got them all. I think I'm missing one.
All
Missing one.
right.
That's it. I'll screenshot it right now, and then I'll get whatever comes in during the TJ interview as well. TG interview.
I like it. All right.
All right, I'll read some off of the dislikes then while you're figuring this out.
Man, you made it sound like I was doing something crazy here figuring this out. I just opened up my phone. You know, it was like a whole bunch of notifications. So you trying to be like, yo, let me see who hit my line real quick. I just wanted to check. I'm sorry. All right, I'm back focused, Deke. Dang, just call me out like that, man.
That's not a
whenever
call
you
out.
ready.
No, it's not a call out at all. No, you're doing the harder job because you're trying to figure out calling, getting your phone situated. No. That's hell no, not a shot at all. Young Rico says 1, Brady's new hair transplant. 2, inconsistent offense. 3, O-line.
I ain't gonna lie to you. It is kind of funny, man. They be going at my man Brady appearance, bro. They be like, yo, you see his nose? Look at his chin. You see where his forehead looks now? I was like, man, I've never thought of it like that. I get it.
He definitely does look more thin this year, but I think we can understand considering what's going on right now.
Yes, but they were like,
He's probably got a
getting
lot
his
of things to
face
think
done or
about
something
and-
like that. Yeah,
And doesn't want to eat. I don't blame him. That's what happens when you got a lot going on.
When you
Sometimes
got
forget to
real
eat.
life stuff, yeah.
But as I told you, it's not affecting his on-field performance. I think.
Yeah,
He's still got a cannon.
I would agree.
If anything, it's a more arm strength than he's ever had throughout his career.
nah, facts. It definitely
It's crazy.
is. It definitely is.
All right, we calling him.
Well, I was about. Actually, no. He said, "Wait a minute, jeez."
Is he canceling on us?
No. He's not canceling. He just sent the text. So he said, "Call him in like 2 minutes because he's getting out of the car right now." We are. At least he let us know on the front end that he is moving out of the car. Usually it's like, TG, where are you at? Are you skydiving right now, bro? So this is positive right here. This is good. So we can definitely wait 2 minutes for that.
Sure. All right, I'll read a couple more of these.
All right,
then.
let's do it.
Alec Bales, Brady's wife. 2, Brady is frail.
Ooh.
And then he says, still the GOAT.
Yeah, I guess I could agree with that. Jeez.
I won't agree with the
You know,
third.
I guess if
Fake
somebody
goat.
got to agree with the third comment
Fake
of him
goat.
being the GOAT, I guess I'll agree with it. Jeez.
How about this one? John Doe says Brady got mental issues.
Depends on how you classify it.
I feel like that's one of the last things I would think about with Brady. He's dealing with some family issues, man.
Yeah. What? Yeah.
Mental issues.
Well, no. When he said mental issues, I was kind of looking at it like maybe he's like
Brady's
overly
one of the
career
most
driven. I guess
he's one of the most calm-headed people out there.
Yeah. No, he's actually not. Actually, though. No.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
The competitiveness.
Right. He's like a psycho with it almost. Like that's how I took it. Because like I know for me, like I always laugh when I'm trying to think like regular people. I'm like, nah, man, I think like a crazy person because like it's the football thing. So I kind of took it that same way when he was like Brady kind of got head issues, mental issues. It's like, oh yeah, man, he's a psycho. But you love this game long enough, you become a psycho, Deke. It happens, bro.
What else we got here? Know Your Boy says they need AB.
I'm nervous.
He would be the one receiver in the room that could create separation.
No, they don't. They don't.
Is he already creating separation? No, off the field.
Yeah, they don't need that. They don't. Keep him. Just let him live. Let him live. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Brady's ever talking to him again.
Why would he?
Yeah, you can't disrespect.
Nah, but it's like a loyalty thing too, man. It's like, man, I didn't put my neck on the line for you multiple times when nobody believed in you and nobody would touch you. I open my doors for you, and this is how you respond. This is how you repay me. Like you already know what type of situation this is, and you gonna do all that? Nah, not at all.
Yeah,
bro.
and that's one of
Not
those
at all,
things.
bro. Ain't no coming back.
Off
from
limits too, right?
Yeah,
Dude and his wife.
Come on, bro.
Especially when they're going through something.
Like, come on, bro. What? This what we on? Not just once, but twice you doing? Nah, bruh. Nah. Just on some like man stuff. Like, nah, that ain't the one right there. Nah. All right. All right, now let's try and call my dog TG up. All right. Are we turning to? I can't hear my. Am I tripping?
Yeah. No,
okay. All right. Let's call up my partner then, see what he on today.
Hello.
Uh-oh, there he is. There he is. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, y'all know what time it is.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh Steeler alum. West Virginia Mountaineer alum. More importantly, my locker mate. And he's a coach, ladies and gentlemen. Without further ado, shout out to the homie, my locker mate, Terence Garvin. What's up, TG?
I need the applause.
Man, see, that's the other show. So
I need the applause.
When we in the big boy studio, and it's in the morning times, that's when we got all them bells and whistles. You get the applause. But you can't curse on that show. That's the difference. No. I want Deke to clap just because it's the whole Pitt, West Virginia thing. I'm hoping that he'll be the one to clap. Speaking of, how y'all do this weekend?
We had a bye week.
Oh, so that's a great weekend then. All right.
You know.
Okay.
We had a bye week.
I like that.
What did Pitt do this weekend?
I seen Pitt had
a dude that's
running
now
back
in the Heisman
man.
contention with Izzy
Oh, yeah,
we won against Virginia Tech. You did say that was going to be a tough game, but no, we took care of business.
Y'all beat V-Tech, right?
Yeah, we did. We beat them by double digits.
Okay.
Izzy just ran for a cool 300 yards and 6 touchdowns. Broke every Pitt rushing record in that game.
What that came on ESPN?
I guess it was eventful. I
didn't get that wrong.
He said ESPN 3, yo.
Yeah, I didn't get that. And that's supposed to be a good game. They put ours on Thursday Night Football. They gave y'all that on ESPN.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Y'all play tomorrow. Yeah.
Who you playing?
Baylor,
always
right?
On prime.
Isn't it Baylor?
We're always on. Yeah, we got Baylor. We're always on prime time though.
For sure.
If you really think about it, we're always on prime time.
How y'all feeling about that, anyways? The Baylor matchup.
I feel alright about it. I think it's gonna be a tough game, but at the same time, they gotta come to us. You know what I mean? It's a Morgantown. We're coming off a bye week. You know,
are you gonna pull up? It's a Thursday nighter in Morgantown. Is you in the building?
I'm not gonna make.
You on your workflow? All right, coaching life. I can dig it.
My presence is felt like.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
My presence is felt like.
What are you doing? Sending them cameos?
We're gonna sing country roads at the end of the day. We'll sing country roads at the end.
Okay.
We'll sing country roads at the end.
I like it.
Come on now.
I like it.
You know how it goes.
Yeah, we got a big one this weekend as well, man. Hey, TG, you'll be happy for us though. We have finally made it to being ranked.
Are y'all ranked?
JMU is officially ranked now, man.
Ranked.
Yeah, first time in program history, man. 25th.
What are y'all ranked?
First time in program history, 25. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all deserve that.
Man, we just some little dudes out here just trying to make a little noise. We seeing the examples that a program like West Virginia and Pitt have put forth, and we just trying to follow on. You know, we're trying to get a little ranking. That's it. But I did want to let you know that we are ranked this
They
week.
just gave y'all that though. If y'all ranked,
it's all good.
should for sure be
It's
ranked.
all good. You know, we did put up 40 again this week too. It was Arkansas State. You know, I didn't know if they was good or not. We put 42 on them.
I'm waiting for the Marshall.
That's this week. It's homecoming this week. We got them this week. Yeah.
You put Marshall as homecoming.
Listen, we just talked about the full transition that JMU is going through right now. Technically, we're not supposed to be playing any of these teams. We're still supposed to be playing 1AA teams for the next 2 years. Right. We've just decided that we want to see where we're at. So right now, we need to see where we at. So we just putting everybody up there. That's all. Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Yeah, we
Jackson State to give y'all a tough game right now.
You know I love primetime. That's like my favorite player since I was a kid. Like the first guy I ever went as Halloween was Deion Sanders. Love prime.
Jackson State to give you a tough game though.
I don't think you understand. We could. It's.
You don't agree.
I have to respectfully disagree.
Okay.
And I love prom, but I have to respectfully disagree with that statement. That's all. And I agree with a lot that you say.
They number 8. They number 8 in 1AA ball, right?
Yeah, but I don't think you understand. It's kind of
y'all would be number 1.
It's not. It wouldn't be a conversation. It's kind of like when you talk about like if West Virginia were to go and play
Pitt.
Okay.
No, I don't even want to put Pitt out there. No. I'm saying like a
I'm saying,
get where
yeah,
you're
I'm
going.
saying
yeah,
Pitt
like Conference
the most,
USA or
West
like an
Virginia.
American conference. I'm like it's a big difference, you know. So it's like
West Virginia versus Towson.
yeah, it's like they're cool, they're dope, and I love what Prime is doing because for a MEAC school or any like HBCU specifically because
Swag.
they're in the swag. They're swag, but
Swag.
but
Come
think
on.
about this: swag just became important because Prime. It was MEAC that was poo-pooing on swag for however many years. Just giving you context.
They say the MEAC's better than the SWAC.
Absolutely. So that's what I'm trying to explain to you. Even when the MEAC was considered better than the SWAC, our worst team in our conference put up 50 on the best team of any MEAC, SWAC, any of those type
I
of.
hear
So
where
that's
you're
so it's like
I hear where you're
it's not a disrespectful thing, but it's just kind of like
It's levels.
it's levels. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Levels.
and that's the thing. So even though I love what Prime is doing at Jackson State, JMU is never worried about Jackson State
Not
right
coming
now.
over here,
Yeah,
though.
they ain't worried about that.
Hey.
Right? Maybe in a couple
Hey.
years when Jackson State keep building it up, absolutely. But right now, nah. And shout out to Jackson State though. Shout out to them though.
Shout out.
Absolutely.
I believe Dion will be assassinated by a major contract.
Oh, they gonna get him out of there. Saban gonna leave and they gonna say, "Hey, Prime, take this
Yeah,
100. We what's up, baby?"
No, here's $200 million. Come on over.
Hey, this has to go plug. You ready? Dabo is
Okay.
gonna leave Clemson to go to Bama, and then
Yeah.
Clemson gonna hit up Prime and say, "You come on up over here." That's how it's gonna work out. Watch.
Bama's not opening up for a long time.
Yeah.
That's not open up for a long time. And I think Dabo just signed a 10-year deal too, right?
And all of his buyouts are specifically escalated anytime it's Bama, if that's the school.
Okay.
Yeah, if it's Bama, it's like an extra 2 or something like extra 1.5 to 2 million specifically. If it's
we
Bama.
got to beat Bama.
Yeah,
I feel
yeah,
that. I'm here
yeah.
for it.
Real specific.
Okay.
Still, but with that being the case, man, we did have, the old homies, the alumni squad, the Steelers,
Yes.
have a game this
You know what I
past
wanna talk
weekend.
about.
You know we got to
Yeah.
rap about it. So
Yeah.
first off, what was your initial reaction to this game while it was happening?
I text you. I text you.
We actually talk. We FaceTime. Yeah, we
Yeah.
talk. We rap. Absolutely.
I text you. I'm like,
Yeah.
this
We talk.
is alarming. I mean,
Yeah.
so look, a team like the Bills, you can't give them nothing.
Correct.
You can't start off. You can't give them no 98-yard
Mhm.
bomb and then come back and muff the opening kick. Like, that's not how you win. You can't do that against a team like that. I told you I thought they were going to cover the spread for sure. I was very comfortable with the Bills covering the spread.
Yo,
One thing about
why
the Bills,
you had to feel so confident about them covering the spread? I mean,
I'm
I
just
know
saying,
why
like,
you would feel confident about them covering
bro,
the
the Bills
spread.
try to
But
hang
why you got to
40
be
on
like,
you.
come
Like,
on, man.
The Bills got offense. They high powered right now. Offense.
Mm-hmm.
They really are. They really, really are. And they got a good defense, and they nicked up on defense.
No, they absolutely are.
Yeah.
They won't help you at
Yeah.
all. Mm.
And I feel like I know we're on the 8 era, the new king, but I just felt like that's a tough way to open up, because that's a good defense. They disguise, they do a good job, they play a lot of man. That's a good team, I thought he played all right. I thought he had a pretty good game. He made some good reads. He did what he could do, but that's a good team. That's a tough way to open it up.
No, facts, it definitely is, man. Now, you did kind of briefly speak on Kenny right there, but sticking with the offense. Just stick with the offense.
I want to talk to him. I can't wait to hear what he's going to say.
He talking about you.
Yeah,
I low key. I tried to be quiet to see if he was going to say something right there.
What do you want me
he
to
left
say?
it alone. I know he left it alone.
He said Kenny played good.
Are the expectations different now? That's all I want to know.
No, I have the same response.
So how did you feel about the blowout? Like, how did you feel about the blowout?
Not thrilled at all. I don't like the state where we're at right now. But I think a lot of it
But
does
you
have
see
to do with
some
the injuries we
optimism.
got to do on defense. Yeah, I think the thing is we got to somehow get this thing together for the next 3 weeks. At least get 1 or 2 of these games. Try to get to like a 2-6 record or 3-5 record at the bye. And get fully healthy on defense. And then with the offense with Pickett, hopefully continuing to improve and develop. Like, we can have more of what we saw in week 1 against the Bengals for that second half of the
Where's the
season.
win coming in the next 4 weeks? Who you see the win coming from?
Could be any of these teams. Any of them.
What's the?
How you feeling, T? Talk to us, TG. How you feeling?
I don't mean to go there. Where do you see the win coming from? Who's the next 4 games?
Well, definitely, if you're talking about just percentage chance, You got to go with Miami.
Highest percentage Miami.
Got to go with Miami. Yeah.
Bro, Tua ain't back. Teddy, you know.
Oh yeah, they've been looking rough.
Is it at Miami? It'll be at Miami.
Yeah,
That's
prime
gonna be a
time.
home game.
Yeah, it's at Miami prime time.
In that Miami Heat.
No. It's 8:00 kickoff though. We ain't worried about that Heat no more. 8:00. That's
Sunday
that's
night
the
game.
game changer right there. 8
You
o'clock.
know that Miami Heat is a game
Hey, bro,
changer.
come
You
on,
know
man.
that.
We seen
Pittsburgh-
dudes giving it up.
Pittsburgh is known to struggle in that Miami
Dudes
Heat.
that give up, they
Yeah.
fluids get expressed. Yeah,
Don't
all
worry
right.
about it. I'm not here for this.
Yeah. I know it's you know I know. We know what's up in here.
Miami Heat is
Miami different. It's different.
Maybe that's the one they gotta get. But Miami plays defense. Like they're real sticky over there.
Yeah.
Cover
got carved up by Z
cover
Willie.
zero. Cover zero. Everybody got a man.
Well, you know Xavier that why, bro? That boy,
he hurt right now.
but he's still
Right.
nice though.
Yeah.
When he got hurt, what? He got last game?
That's a good defense. That whole defense is biting. They
Hey,
got
how long-
Byron
I
Jones
was
over
gonna
there.
say,
They got Xavier over there. Yeah, they got young DBs over there that's biting. That number 8, he's biting over there. You know what I mean? They got a good linebacker unit. They got Jerome Baker. They got speed in there. They rushing. That's a good team. Don't sleep on that. That's a good team.
I'm not sleeping. I
But in terms
know
of-
they're gonna
yeah.
play, but like we could beat them.
Yeah, in terms of the probability, that would probably
That would be the
yeah.
one with the best percentage
Yeah.
chance out of the three.
What's the other 3?
We
You
got
got-
Bucks and Eagles.
Yeah, Bucks, Eagles.
Bucks.
Yeah.
See, I think the Eagles is the one. It sounds crazy. I think the Eagles is the one that'll upset
I'll
that
take it,
one.
Man,
I'll take it. I don't care.
now,
we
I
might
really
be more healthy at
I
that
really
point.
think
Wait-
they'll
wait
get
a
the
minute.
first one against the Eagles.
Well,
The
hold on,
Eagles
hold
will
on.
be their first loss.
Now, why is that game?
I just see that. I think the Eagles
That's
is
the
a little
Halloween
bit of a,
game.
Yeah,
That's
a
the
little
that's
personal.
the
You know,
in-state
that's a little
rivalry.
family-ish.
Yeah.
that's a little family-ish. You know what I mean? Shout out
Yeah.
P Hunt. You know, that's real. Like,
So it's
that's
gonna
a
be
little,
so just
I
throw the
think
records out the window type situation. What you trying to tell
I
us?
think that's the one you'll
Okay.
see Pittsburgh get that upset right that night. Is it a night game?
Day 1:00.
1:00.
I don't know
If
if last time Philly won a class, it won't what we wanted. I don't know if.
I think they'll win that one. Though.
Oh,
I think that's the one
past
they'll
couple Phillies ain't been the situation that we was looking for.
I think they'll win that one. I think that's the one. I don't think Philly's defense is all that. I think they're biting right now for
Yeah.
sure. But it's not all that. You know, I think they still got some little. I think they're just finding ways to win right now. You know how it goes. Don't drink the syrup. Like, I think they're finding ways to win.
For sure.
Yeah, I don't know if they're the best team or they're just finding ways to win. But you know, it's about who gets hot in November and December.
Always about the end of the season.
It's about who can get hot in November and December. Like these, you know, it's the salad. It's
Yeah.
just the say nothing crazy.
But now we know all of Steeler Nation doesn't always feel like, this is just the salad or the appetizer
True.
portion. Some people
Very
are ready
true.
for drastic changes right now after a couple of
Like
weeks.
what?
Well, I mean, this is what we've been talking about. Now, Deke doesn't personally feel like this, but this is the narrative from a lot, or just a good amount of fans. They want fires. They want shifts in terms of moving on from Matt Canada. You always got the Mike Tomlin fire him crowd as well, but that's what people are listening. That's what people are hearing. So, what do you say when people say that, man? In the sense of, should you fire Matt Canada in season right now? Is Coach Tomlin, should he be on that hot seat right now?
Coach Tomlin should not be on the hot seat. That's one of the biggest. I'm like, where does that come from? Like, he hasn't had a losing season. He's a Super Bowl. I'm seeing him win with Buck. Like, you know what I mean?
Who's
It's a little
Buck?
duck.
Who's Buck?
That's how you know he's irrelevant. Duck.
Yeah, I don't even take a shot, but like, Coach Tomlin finds a way to make it work.
Anyway, with Buck. That
That's
dude.
a good nickname.
It is, man. Buck, Duck, same difference.
Duck.
There we go.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. We knew who you said.
Coach Tomlin finds a way to make it work. I think this team is a product of business decisions over the last few years.
Oh.
It's not a lot of leadership in there in a place of like, think about it. All the teams the Steelers have had, they had a person like a Matt Spate.
Mhm.
They had
That veteran type dude. I got what you're saying.
Debo in there.
Mhm.
They had you know what I mean, to keep the culture going along. It's like this team's kind of finding the new culture. They're finding their new way. Like, it's not a lot of.
It's really only Cam Hayward.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's all. That's really, if you think about it, it's not a lot in there. Like you got a Cam, you got to think they had a Ben that was a leader, like a OG per se. They had a lot of
Debo
older
there for
leaders.
4. Debo, I mean, think about beforehand, and then even when he came back with us. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just think of the teams. Like it's always been a lot, like a Pouncey. It's always been a
Yeah.
At
lot of
least
veterans.
multiple guys.
Right. Multiple
It's
like
literally only
legit
Cam because
leaders.
Minka's still
Yeah.
young. He's only been on the team for what 3-4 years.
It's young in there.
Yeah.
That's really young. Like he's still embracing the culture of like what the culture is. And I think you see it, like even you hear all the chirping between like the Ryan Clarks and the different players. You can see it that it's almost like, I would think Ryan Clark would always get respect because it's like you are a still, you
You
know what I
RC,
mean? Like
yeah,
alumni,
absolutely.
like
Yeah.
going back on your school. And it's kind of like you can see like I don't want to say the disconnect, but it's like I think they're just young in there. They're finding the way of being what's the new Steeler way, you know? And I think that's what you're getting right now is like they're trying to find their way. And I like for the last 2-3 years, there was certain business decisions that you've seen, and that's not for me, but it's like certain business decisions you've seen that you don't realize had such major impacts. You know, like losing a Vince Williams. You know, that's leadership. That's
even a Joe Hayden. I mean, you think about what Joe brings to the table. Absolutely.
A Mike Hilton. You know what I mean? That's core units that like change your team. And it doesn't look like major when it happens, but those are big pieces to lose, you know? So I think you're just seeing products of them trying to refine their way. I mean,
TJ Watt would be the other one, but he's not out there right now.
I think that also is a major impact, like to not have the best defensive player in the planet per se on your defense. Of course, that's going to hurt your defense, you know?
Now, you still think he coming back soon? You know, he had the little scope and everything now. What's your thoughts on that, man?
I don't think you were going to see him for a minute. And I know he just got this knee cleaned up, but I just think all this stuff takes time. Like, and he seems like one of them dudes. I heard he had a setback one day or two.
Yeah.
Like he's one of the dudes that like don't sit down. Like he just gotta go.
Well, shoot, we seen him. What was it? The next week after he tore the pec, he's in there hitting the.
Yeah, he's extending his arms.
He's hitting
completely.
the daggone punch dummy. I'm like, bro, what you doing, man? Like, let it heal, bro. Chill.
Let it heal, man.
Yeah.
Just chill. You know. So I just think this is. I don't want to call it a rebuilding year, but this is like a rebuilding, finding yourself type year. I just think it's about finding some positives in the year. You know, I don't think it's time to fire nobody. I don't think that's it. I think you'll see somebody start helping with play calling and stuff before him, but you won't see him just get fired. Like, not just thrown under the bus.
Nah, I can dig that. Now,
with that?
Oh, no, because that was something that we talked about on Monday in terms of just like if it was going to be some type of changes. I was saying the same thing. Like, you're not going to see them fire Matt Canada. You would see Mike Sullivan, the QB coach, potentially get a bigger role in game planning or be the game day play caller type situation. I was like, you probably see that before you see them just fire Matt Canada in season.
Right. You won't see them firing him, you know?
Now,
but you'll, like you said, somebody get a bigger role.
Yeah.
QB coach.
Now, the other person that keeps not keeps getting brought up, but in terms of was under fire was Deontay Johnson because some of the inconsistencies with his catching and stuff like that. How would you handle that situation, man? When you're watching him, because he's very talented. We know you got the new contract in terms of him getting the 18 per year, but we see he's clearly struggling. And it does look like the issues that have plagued him in the past are back now, you know? So how would you handle him, man? Or that situation in particular?
I think that situation is just handling itself. You know, I think he's on a prove it year right now. He's on a 1 year that gave him some good money, but it's still a.
Oh, in terms of like how the 2 year thing was set up. Yeah, I'm with you.
You know, because it's really a 1 year.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, we know how it goes.
The 1 year prove it, and it's like if you're dropping big passes or you continuously drop passes, then they're not going to bring you back for that big check that you still are seeking. You know, and I think. Oh, excuse me. To me, I just feel like I don't know. I think he's in a position where much is expected. Like they're looking for him to make these big catches. They're not looking for him to have drops. They're looking for him to be past those mistakes or those problems. You know, so I don't know. I think it's tough. Like he does bring a lot of light on himself, being he was in such a holdout or hold in, and then it's like you come back and you're not exactly just playing lights out. You know. I think that's tough. But I mean, to me, he's on a prove year. Like it's kind of like it's him versus him. He's trying to prove himself, not so much to us, but he's trying to prove himself to I deserve this big boy contract.
Mm.
And it's like, you got to make big boy plays to get your big boy contract.
Are you considering sitting him out at all to send a message?
No, I wouldn't sit him out. You need him. You still need him.
I agree.
Like,
he's still our top 2 receiver. I have Pickens at number 1 right now. But I mean, if the drops keep happening, though, it's like we're not going to put up with this.
And I was going to say, TG, what Danny Smith used to say all the time? You either coaching it or you are allowing it to happen, right?
Mm-hmm. I'll tolerate it until I can replace you, though.
Oh, okay. I hear you, Coach Tomlin. I hear you.
Calvin Austin's getting healthy.
I can't. Hey, you fine for that. I like it. I tolerate to replace you. Okay, all right.
I think that's kind of one of them. Like, I don't see getting benched. We'll wait on it. They'll be waiting, but like, you definitely know what's going on. It's how you don't get your contract. That's how you don't get that big money that you're looking for.
Yeah. Sheesh. All right. Now,
he's right. We even talked about it. We want Deontay out there. He creates the separation. He gets
makes
open.
Your team better. Yeah. It's just the consistently catching part.
Makes your team better. Like, you got to think. We're just talking. I mean, even bigger than that. Forget that. Not only does he make your team better, you're paying $19 million for that this year. Like, he's got to be out there.
Yeah.
Like, we're not about to drive we're not gonna have a $19 million car just sitting in the parking lot. Like,
well, we don't want to. That's not good for business. I'm with you. We did it before. For 20, we did it for 20, but that was a desperate situation. AB, AB was going on one of his. He was on one of his one-ons. All right, that's when it was all starting. I blame you.
We drove that car up and down and up and down the street. Right?
Yeah, either way, that was your fault. I'm just always put whatever happened there. I'm gonna throw it on you. That was on you. All right. If anyone asks, blame T. I know you do. You probably be over there. You be tweeting. You be retweeting them. They'll be over there retweeting them, bro. I know you be over there retweeting them. I know you do it. You be in the comment section, fire emojis. Yeah, put it on. I know you be doing it, TG. I know. So I'm blaming you. This is all you. This is your fault because you fanning that fire. You over there like, yeah, AB, you got it. I'm like, no. I'm like, no, stop it, bro, stop it. Yes, man. But
AB, he tells us the truth. They say he tells us the truth. I'm not saying what he do or don't do.
I don't know what truth he telling. I'm staying up out of it. All right, that's your dog right now. I done took the back seat. I'm over here. Okay, I'm over here. You stay rolling with him though. All right? But I know the final one that I had for you though was just when we're looking at Najee Harris, and obviously, man, as an inside linebacker, you're very familiar with tracking these running backs, man. This is what you do. You got to go hunt.
Mm-hmm. Hunt.
When you watching Najee, man, what's the big thing you're seeing with him in contrast to, the younger guy, Jaylen Warren? And just like when you're watching this, like, what are you thinking? Is it a health thing? Is it his eyes are a little rusty? Like, what do you think?
I think he's beat up a little bit. I think he's a little bit unhealthy. I never was a fan of it. I love him as a person, a player. I think he's a really good player. I just don't think that style is 2020. You can put 8 in a box. Everybody get a gap, and it don't really matter what you do.
Yeah.
One back, one gap. They put that Y off a lot, so it's almost like they're in a fullback set. Mm-hmm. It's slow.
He taking you to the ball. Yeah.
He takes you to the ball. It's a slow hit. It's only 2 or 3 yards to be gotten out of that. I think he's still running hard. I just think it's a slow play. Like, they run a lot of split zone. They run a lot of inside zone, and they got linemen that are more like finesse type linemen. The James Daniels of the world. Those aren't move you linemen. Those are angles. Those are like
get him in space, pull him around, that type of stuff. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's like the combination that they got between the big back and the finesse lineman and the Y off with no, it's not like they don't have a fullback that's just moving. We
technically got a fullback. We just don't use him. He caught a pass though. He did catch a pass last week. I do want to.
But they're those type fullbacks.
Yeah,
they're not move you type guys.
Yeah,
they're like let's go out for a route. I'm the mismatch.
Mm.
I'm the mismatch on your mic. Like you wouldn't expect this.
Yeah.
They're the fullbacks that you can split out at one, and if they're in man, you got your mic lined up at number one. They're like those type of fullbacks. Like I just think the system. Like this is honestly truthful. He's trying to figure out the system. They're trying to figure out what can work because they have this big back they've put all this money into. They've drafted this this quarterback. So it's like, do we let him spin it? Do we let him throw the ball 30 times? We drafted him to do that. Or do we let him hand the ball off 30, 40 times and we take these 3 yards in a cloud of dust mentality? And that's a slow game. I believe that was the plan was 3 yards
stay healthy on defense. Yeah.
And
absolutely.
play defense. And it's like, honestly, all reality, like it's a new world out there that like people scoring, people like you seen that what they had 2 90-yard touchdowns last week.
Yeah.
It's like
yeah.
people have big play ability all around the NFL. Everybody has big play ability. So it's tough to be out there for that many snaps and have to be perfect that long. I just think the combinations right now is kind of like what they're trying to figure out. I think Najee's a little bit beat up to answer the question. I think he's a little bit beat up, but I think just the development, like the play style that you get from that big 240-pound back is a ground and pound, slow 3-4 yards type play style. Like you're getting what you're kind of going to get out of that.
Gotcha.
How you handling the running back room right now then? With Jaylen Warren getting more increased carries and an increased role, are you doing that at the expense of Najee, where it could be something like 70% Jaylen Warren, 30% Najee?
Man, I just feel like you paid for that. Like I was stuck on that.
So because it's year 2 and you
Yeah,
was the first
it's
rounder
year
from a
2,
year ago,
and
you
you're
got to
the first
roll with it.
rounder.
That's what
You
you're
gotta
telling
roll
me.
with it.
That's what you're
You have
telling
to
me.
roll with it.
Oh,
It's the same
man.
conversation as them being like,
right.
you need to take 55 out on defense. Like,
Can't do it.
nah,
Yeah, you can't do
you
it.
drafted that. You came up to get that. Like, they wanted Najee. They drafted that. They put a lot of money into that. They've invested that. Like, that's essentially that's honestly one of the faces of the team.
No, it is. Yeah, captain.
So no, you can't not have that on the field. Like that's gonna be on the field. I think you can try to get him a little bit of rest in practice, but no, in the game, like he's gonna be out there. He's gonna be out there.
If money was different, or if money was equal.
But that's a different world. That's not.
That's all we need to hear. That's all we need to hear.
That's a whole different sport.
Hey. That ain't different. He's a first round draft pick, so that's the answer.
It's not.
T. See, you one of them dudes. You very similar to me. We've understood that hierarchy when you talk about that draft. That matters. It matters.
That's a first rounder.
Right, wrong, or indifferent. It matters. Yeah.
It matters. That's a first round running back. He's gonna be in the game all the time.
Nah,
he passed box pretty well. He passed box pretty well. Like there's no reason to take him off the field. No. He's not coming off. That's your first round pick. That's it.
Respect. I like it, man.
The wife.
They put the ring on it, man.
The wife. You got married to that.
Let's go, man.
We're here for at least 4 or 5 years, right?
It's supposed to be at least.
Player option. Yeah.
Hopefully.
It's here.
Unless you do a trade.
I'm about to say, yeah. Trade or
That's
divorce.
we saying words like that already.
No. That's more or less just like off season. No.
Okay.
What I'm saying is it doesn't have to be 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
But not now. No.
Let me ask you a question. The Bills called the Steelers and they offered them a first and a third for Najee. And you're the GM. Would you do that?
Yeah.
Hey, first off, though, Buffalo looking for CMC. We finna get Christian McCaffrey. Just chill out, all right? We gonna get.
What if they call for Saquon? What if they try to go get Saquon?
No, they can't. The Giants are 4-1 right now. CMC maybe.
Christian McCaffrey's the one, bro. He's the one.
Panthers are sucking.
Yeah, he's the one.
I actually think I would do that.
But you would do that?
You would give up Najee for the first and the third?
I think I would.
To Buffalo?
Yeah, and then just roll with Warren.
Man.
I actually think I would.
The loyalty. It's a cold game.
I think it's a good move. I think it's a good deal.
You can have that.
That boy, a year and 5 games. I say, yo, yeah, I'm cool on that, baby.
I'm cool on that.
I don't think. Let me put it to you this way. I don't think the Bills are offering that.
First and the third for Najee?
There's no way.
Nah.
I don't know. No.
That's why I think it's that good of a deal where you do it.
I see what you mean. Yeah. If it was just the first though,
It's not. Yeah, it's not about loyalty or anything. I just think that's an amazing deal.
Yeah,
I think you can roll with Warren.
I don't think they would. Yeah, for
Then
McCaffrey,
you can draft like a sick corner or something.
What if the Bills offered a second and a third? Would you take that?
Yeah, too early. I think you think about it a little bit.
Okay.
But
Okay.
let it play out. Yeah, when's the trade dedeadline? Maybe you see how things
November
are.
1st. Yeah, so end of the month. We got 3 weeks.
You're gonna see something happen here come soon. It's coming. You're about to see a blockbuster. Something coming. It's coming.
Okay.
For who? The
I'm not
Steelers?
saying it. I'm
or
not
just
saying,
around
I'm
the
not saying
league?
in Pittsburgh.
Oh,
Just around the league.
okay, yeah,
It's
yeah.
for sure coming around the league. Something's about to shake up.
I feel you on
It's
that.
coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see the Bills trying to go.
Oh no,
get something.
they want
They're-
a running
They're
back.
shopping, bro.
They
They're
shopping.
trying to make a
Yes.
little blockbuster.
How
move.
legit you think the Odell news is?
It's very legit. No,
Damn
I
it.
can see Odell to the
it's
Bills.
very legit, bro. Like,
I think the Bills are enticing right now to offer
Yeah.
you. Like, you got a big boy, big
Mhm.
arm, a super big arm quarterback. You know,
they gonna
you got
air
a
it
good
out.
defense over there. They're gonna air it out. They're
Mhm.
gonna air it out. You got a weapon in Stephon. You know,
got a
you
fan
got some good
base,
corners.
so you got
Yeah,
home
they
field.
got
Like
an
they got
exciting
everything you
fan
want.
base.
Yeah.
You got what you're looking for. Like, I think that's a good spot if you're a Odell.
Yeah.
You know, caught you a championship last year. There's nothing wrong with going to get another one, possibly, or chasing one, if that makes sense. Like, you know how it is, that ring chasing mentality. Like at this time of the career, like you here to go to contenders. It's not so much about who's going to give you the most money. It's who's going to have a chance to win.
Because you got to get that ring.
Yeah.
You need one of them things. Need one of them.
I mean, he got one. He got one.
No, but you know how it is. Well, we don't know how it is. We've just heard how it is when you get one, you want to get another one. We never, yeah. We came close though. We got some close ones.
I ain't been there. That's
Yeah.
a tough one.
Yeah.
All right. But yeah,
All right, so the final one though, man. How you feeling about this game this weekend? Steelers, Bucks. Go easy on us, please.
this a tough one. This another tough one. I think Tom's in some drama right now. Like, he might be a little bit off.
Is that enough?
I don't think that's enough. I think.
I bet you just left it like that. He was like, yo, he going through some stuff. He a little off. It's like, really?
Yeah, I try to think
Dang,
of something.
go on, bruh.
I think the Steelers will play better this week, though, for sure. They'll play better this week. I give them that. They won't. I don't see them beating Tampa. Tampa's a tough team. That's a legit team.
Yeah.
They know how to win. They're champions, you know, for a reason. They know how to win. They have Tom. They have Tom. They have Tom. Like, that's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. He gonna throw it to the right person. He gonna make the right reads. He gonna get the ball out on time.
Mm-hmm.
They got Tom. They a little bit nicked up over there too, right?
No, they got some injuries. Yeah.
Yeah. But they pretty stout at receiver. They bring the receivers back this week. They get Mike Evans back this week.
And Fournette, man, he been doing his thing out the backfield. More so as a receiver.
Fournette had a good week. Yeah, Fournette's been playing well.
And on defense, they got they still flying around that linebacker, Levante,
Pittsburgh.
Devin. Yeah.
It's tough. It's Tampa. They got a Pittsburgh mentality in there a little bit with BA. They're going to come on there. Let's go. They're going to come ready to be physical. I think it'll be a tough one. I could see 31-14.
Did you just say 31-14, bro?
28-14.
28 is better. Thank you. That 28 sounded a lot better than that 31-14. I'm just like, dang, I can't have another 30 burger. Not another one. Not back-to-back weekends. I can't take
28-14.
There we go. Just 28.
I don't think it'll get
Is it gonna feel like how I felt last week?
Not like last week felt bad quick.
Yeah.
Last week felt like it felt bad quick. It was over. It was over. You know what time it was.
Yeah.
It was getting ugly quick. It was like, here we go. I think this week won't be like that, but it'll be like it should. They cut the game off last week, didn't they?
They definitely did. Yeah. They for a fact cut the game off.
That.
Okay.
Yeah, it won't be like that.
All right.
But yeah.
It's
tough. This is the year. Like, it's kind of like just keep getting better every week.
There we go. Put your head down. Stay working.
Just keep getting better every week. Yeah. I know it's no games in that locker room. Side note. I know all the games is out that locker room. Yeah. No, you already know. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. I know everything's out that locker room. They don't got no books in there. If you know, you know.
Sir, ain't nothing in that thing.
If you know, you know. I know he took everything out of it. Coach Thomas is known to take everything out the locker room.
That boy hitting you with the toes on the line. Let me see what your toe look like. Is it not 1,500? Let me. Let me get 1,500. Go about your business. I'm gonna hit your pockets. I ain't gonna do all that arguing back from hit your pockets. Yep.
All the ping pong tables and all that. All that's out of it. All that's out of it.
What fun? Ain't no fun no more.
Yeah,
Ain't no fun no more.
You already know how
ain't no fun no more. Yeah. No, I like it though, bro. I like it. Hey, man, appreciate you again. Also, man, I didn't even ask you. Florida Memorial. Who y'all got this week? Y'all up?
St. Thomas University.
Okay.
Conference game.
Okay.
Going to another conference must-win type situation. Got to stop the run.
Respect. Well, you get them boys right there, man. Hold it down for the culture. You already know what it is, man. But no, appreciate you as always, bro.
Oh my God.
All right,
My guys.
Peace.
Peace.
Terence Garvin right there, man. Spent a little time with us. Yeah, man. Shout out to the homie.
I got 2 things on the follow-up from that interview.
Good or bad?
Actually, I think I'm keeping the lines open on that second and third the more I think about it.
Okay.
You're keeping the lines open. You're not taking the deal right now. Seeing how the rest of the season plays out.
That was
closer
because
you
that
get
was
to trade
actually
deadline.
interesting to
That's
think
still,
about it. Yeah.
Second and third is still a hell of a pick.
I don't think you're
a hell of a trade.
Do you think you get 2 picks for Najee?
I don't even. Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't even know if someone's trading a second and
I don't
third.
think you're getting 2 picks.
I don't know if I want to be that knee jerk right now for a second. That's still a good deal though, man.
Yeah.
Like I'm keeping the lines open. I mean, if I didn't like Najee, I think you make the move.
I think that's my problem too. I actually like Najee.
I like Najee, and like TG said, he's the captain and stuff. So
and he's a good dude. Like he's a legit good dude. So it's like,
that even though he went from first and a third to second and third, that's still a really good deal.
If you're talking about getting 2 picks for a running back that you drafted in the first round, man, that's huge. If you're able to get that first round pick back, I just don't think another team is going to offer a first round pick.
Definitely not a first and a third.
Yeah,
that's why I was like,
I don't see you doing
right
that
now. Actually,
because like even the McCaffrey deal, like Buffalo's trying to get him. But even that package is going to be different because now you even got the contract for him as well. So it's like I don't see them giving up a ton of, we're going to give a first and a third or first. And this is a running back we talking about. And he already has that big contract. Like, it's just not valued that same way right now.
Yeah, sure. And then the second thing, does TG still think Arians is the coach down in Arizona?
Bro, I was over here like, maybe he's just saying, because he's still on the staff.
I know.
He's like GM down there. So I'm like, it's the culture. That's got to be what
I don't think
he's
mentioned Bulls as the AZ head coach yet, or the Tampa head coach.
I don't think he has. Because
he had Arians in his top 5 for the top 10 head coaches.
I know.
We haven't heard him mention Bulls yet. He mentions Arians again with the Pittsburgh mentality.
I'll wait on it, bro. I'll wait on it. I thought he was gonna hold up with you. Hey man, because they got what Foot down there, Antoine Randall, and I'm like, God, hold on, wait a minute. Good thing we followed the Steelers. They're not the Bucks. Yeah.
Okay, where do we go now?
All right. It is 6:15 or 6:12.
What time you got to bounce?
Well, usually it's 6:30. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I was gonna say, would it be the worst thing if we had a little bit of the preview with the picks tomorrow and we just finish up with the super chats?
I was thinking the same thing.
Would that be the worst thing?
I'm with that. Let's do that. And we also have Montravius Adams joining the show tomorrow as well. Definitely want to tune in for that. That will be at 4:00, man. So obviously we'll start a little bit earlier. But yeah, we will have Montravius Adams joining us on the show tomorrow at 4 p.m. So you definitely want to be in tune for that. So yeah, we'll do that then, man. So boom.
We could get you out of here early.
Let's go, bro. I appreciate you.
Yeah, that would be good content for tomorrow then.
Yeah.
We finish up the Steelers-Bucks preview, have our picks, Montravius Adams interview, right?
And that'll give us some flexibility also if meetings after practice are like how they were last week when we were waiting.
Maybe we can get one or two of those around the NFL topics again.
Absolutely.
Honestly, I was thinking today, what wouldn't be a bad idea is looking back on some of our takes.
I'm with it, bro.
And saying like, hey, do you still stand by your Russell Wilson call over Geno Smith?
I know. I'm with it, bro. I'm with it. I'm down.
It's like buying or selling your stock that you put out there.
Yeah, I'm down.
Are you selling the Russell
bring
Wilson
all that.
take?
Bring all that. We want all that. Bring all that. I like when you get creative. You need to get on them shroomies if that's what's making that pop up more, man. Man, keep it going. Keep it going. But
Canada does as well. But okay, super chats then.
Yeah, let's do that.
I think I got everything. Jerry Ramos.
I was about to say, you pronounced the heck out that name, Ramos.
We need to RELAX, like Aaron Rodgers said. We will be fine. Here we go. Yeah, I think that's the path. Like I said, can we get one or two of these next 3? Get all healthy at the bye.
Yeah.
Offense starts to find its identity with Pickett. And then we roll in the second half. schedule lightens up. We're playing some of these NFC South teams. We play the division.
And you learn a lot about yourself through this rough period. So now when you do get to the quote-unquote lighter portion of the season, just in terms of some of these rosters you'll be facing, you will know a lot more about yourself. You will know our strengths, our weaknesses. We will know who could handle the pressure and who couldn't. So, yeah, I'm definitely down for that, man.
Are you kidding me? We're playing Falcons. We got the Panthers. Colts with Matt Ryan. You mean to tell me if our defense could be like week 1, we wouldn't have our way with that Colts team?
Come on, man. All 3 of them teams.
And then, like I said, the division. Ravens have looked shaky. Bengals, that's Sunday night at home. We get 6-2 or 7-1 that last half. We're in it.
That's all we need, bro. That's all we need, man.
Yeah, Raiders. I know they actually are probably better than what their record is, but they're 1-4 right now.
Yeah, but they also are in that crazy division as well.
Yeah. Samar Patel has joined the upper room.
Oh, shout out to Samar Patel, and welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, man. We greatly appreciate you. Absolutely.
All right. Next one we got Andre Romero. Ben Roethlisberger was let down by the higher-ups.
You heard it, man. I tell you, man, I believe it. Ben got sabotaged.
I have disciples out here.
Yep, Matt Canada.
Spreading the good news.
He did it to Mitch and to Mason, too, man. He did all 3 of them quarterbacks, man. Yes, he knew it was a personal vendetta out here, man.
Come on, yeah. KZ should be coming back this week, I think. Probably the most underreported story going right now. I think he is officially cleared. It was on CBS Sports.
Yeah.
This would be a big help this week with the injury report stuff. Actually, maybe we could hit that at the end,
and I was going to say before, when we finish up with the Supers, we'll tap into that injury report before we check out. Yeah.
Let's go, UW. Philly has good depth, but, man, we still paying for the sins of constantly missing on DBs in the draft. We haven't even really attempted that much anymore.
Well, honestly, man, I like our approach of let's go buy the DB. Let somebody else draft, we'll just buy them. You know? And sometimes that's fine. Yeah. It's more than one way to skin it. No, we not. No more cat reference. I remember that. Shout out to D. Bush. It's more than one way to prepare this meal.
It worked with Joe Hayden and Steven Nelson.
Absolutely. And Akello to an extent.
If you want to say Minka is...
He's bought. He is definitely bought.
A secondary guy that we traded for.
Yes. We don't. The only one that we keep in house is Cam Sutton, and to an extent, Pierre. Now Pierre is coming back.
Edmonds.
Even Arthur Millette was a transplant. He's not from here.
Edmonds, but people are down on Edmonds because he was a first round pick. They expect more from him. But no, we saw what happened when Edmonds was missing from the game last week.
Yep,
he's a good player. He's improved every year. Aquaman, he's like the perfect guy you want next to Minka for the next 5-6 years. Aquaman 7801. If offensive play calling, I'd expect success equals goodbye Canada. Minus next man up is Flores as OC. Dude, he confused me with that formula. I think he wants Flores as the OC, though. He's at that point.
Bro, I was so confused. I was like, hold on, man. Hold on. All right.
Thomas Dowdy. If Najee distracted by the team is Najee distracted by the team headlines and drama? Seems like he has not seen the field too well this year. Jalen performing beastly. Hurts Najee too. I don't know if that hurts Najee.
Yeah, I don't think that Najee is reading too much into like the headlines and the drama. In fact, he spoke on it a couple of weeks ago when he was saying that it was more so the media trying to create some of that drama, create some of those narratives. And that is true. As players, man, we feel like everyone that is not inside the locker room is always trying to create tension or create pressure situations or anxiety when it really is not there. But yeah, I don't think Najee is worried about any of the headlines or drama. I think Najee missed a ton of time during training camp. I think partly he's still getting back healthy. And yeah, Jalen is playing well. 100% he is. But we broke down in terms of at the beginning of the show why that context is in terms of why Jalen Warren at times is playing better and has a better situation out there, whereas when Najee's out there, what it's looking like. And TG kind of broke it down as well, just in terms of he more so spoke on the style of back that Najee is, in the sense of you can be aggressive and you can be down by that line of scrimmage. I just spoke on it in the sense of the way that Matt Canada uses him or the calls that he makes when he's in there. But however you slice it, it is very, I don't want to say predictable, but like the mindset changes. When you see Najee out there, it's like, yo, man, bite now. We know what time it is. It's going to sound like a gunshot, but we ain't got to worry about a lot else. He ain't gonna be hard to find. And like, that's kind of the approach with it. And that's why even when TG was talking about him in the sense of, he was never really over the top about him. And you think about when you heard me speak on the two running backs, and I was kind of like, I want an ETN, right? And the thought process for both of us is, man, just as players, you don't really fear guys running you over. Like, we know Derrick Henry has like resurged, and that's been like a big thing now of late. But early on, even with him, like, dudes weren't.
I guess you're right. Outside of him, who's up there? When you're talking
nobody
about,
was
top
scared.
5 backs?
Yeah, nobody was scared of a guy running you over.
Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah. So when you watch Najee, it's like he's trying to run you over, stiff arm you, and that's cool when you're doing it to little guys. But once you start realizing, okay, he's either gonna stiff arm you, lower the shoulder, try to jump over you, and we're gang tackling as well. God dang, excuse me, I got to more drink. But that's like the big part of it to me when I'm watching that. It's like, yeah, that's not scary to you. Like, as a linebacker, you're more fearful of the guy that can make you miss, the guy that can run by you, than the guy's going to try to run you over. Because worst case scenario, if you do run me over, all I'm going to do is just hold on to your ankles when you go over top of me, and I'm going to pull you down anyways. So it's just a different approach in terms of how you want to attack those two guys as well, just to continue on with those layers. But Najee's still a good player. Don't get it twisted. He just got to get back healthy. I think that'll change a lot as well, just in terms of healthy him, playing productive with Jalen doing what he does. I think it helps out a lot more in our situation than just turning completely away from Najee. Like, I'm not saying that, but that is, a big part of what is going on with those two dudes in particular.
Yeah, you got the top 2 rushers in the league right now, Nick Chubb and Barkley.
Yeah,
now they can punish you, but
right.
Their speed's off the charts as well.
Like, what's their game? Their game is make you miss, and they're going to get into the open field. They are capable of running you over.
Yeah.
Whereas for Najee, his game is I'm going to run you over, but he's not necessarily over the top, capable of consistently making guys miss. You know what I mean?
Not in a way where he can keep acceleration going at the same time.
Like,
it's
he can
almost
make
like
a guy
at a standstill.
miss. Yeah, but it's like he's not going to be able to keep progressing. Like, Saquon makes a cut in that game, man, versus
yeah, it's just like one cut and he's gone.
And it's like it was like downfield on a safety. I'm sitting here like, bro, that's different, Chubb could do that as well, but that's a different ask, in terms of those style of backs versus what Najee is.
Yeah. Okay, Jesse G says, hey, Moats and Deke, first-time poster but long-time listener. Just wanted to say love the show and your takes are great. Keep it up.
Nah, man, we appreciate you as well, man, and glad that you were able to jump into this thing, man. Hopefully everything is good with you. So, yeah, man, welcome.
Steven Nation on
welcome
Fire
to the chat part. Yeah.
Says, did y'all talk about the practice squad signing? Yeah, we signed some cornerback. Has some experience. Yeah. He was a second-round pick.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know too much about him, though. I just saw that it happened.
Yeah, I saw it in passing today. I haven't had a chance to check him out to that extent just yet.
Something.
Yeah.
All right, we got Damon Brown. My likes. Oh, this is back to the preview.
Let's do it, man. Heck yeah.
He says Brady, Mike Evans, and the defense. Dislikes is their O-line defense. All right, so he has defense on both. Mm-hmm. And Deontay Sanders, maybe he's talking about the secondary, how even though they're really a solid defense, maybe that's the way to exploit them. Mm-hmm. And he says Deontay's hands, so it has nothing to do with the Bucs. Just Deontay's hands. How many drops will Deontay have this week? SMH, shout out Trina Steel Diva. That could be a running
Don't do that. Don't you do that. Don't you do that. Don't you do that.
Drops over under. Is it 1.5?
No, don't you do that. Don't you do that. Don't you do that, Deke. Don't you start that. Don't you start that. Nope.
One drop over under.
No. Don't you do that, Deke. That's bad. Don't you do that. Don't.
We were doing it with Ebron though.
That's
you kept that beard going.
That was different. That was Ebron. That was different. This Deontay, man. It's different. All right, give Deontay. Just let him have that. Just let him have it, please. We don't want to start that running tally just yet. I don't think that's gonna be a good situation. It would be funny. It would be hilarious, but we don't need that.
Lifelong Steeler fan from Cincinnati. Oh wait, that could be the game. Shot for every Deontay drop.
Oh my God.
That's the game. That is the game.
Okay, so is it bad that if
I'm gonna be down at the game though?
I was about to say, Deke,
if shots are gonna be like $15.
I was about to say, bro, I might
that's
be
a lose
at the game,
lose.
man. You got me thinking now. All right,
that's a lose lose.
You got me thinking. Yeah, that would be fun.
Deontay drops it, I gotta go pay $15 for a shot. That's terrible. I might do it.
This is the question. Would you rather do it for Deontay drops or Kitty touchdowns?
Maybe both.
Which one you think you get more turned up off of?
Oh wow!
Like how many?
I think Pickett gets 2, and I'm hoping Deontay gets under 2.
Okay, I was about to say it's gonna be tight, right?
Yeah. Wow. Maybe you just do both, and you get turned up. Maybe you got 5 shots, 3 Pickett touchdowns,
man.
2 drops.
Come on now.
2 Deontay drops.
Come on now.
BV, lifelong Steelers fan from Cincinnati.
That's what you just read.
No.
No,
I was about to.
Okay.
Going to my first home game. Did I miss one?
No.
Okay.
You started and then we stopped. That's what it was. Because I heard you say lifelong Steelers fan and
Yeah.
BV. Yeah. But no, here's what it was. Yeah, started
going
and
to my
stopped
first Steeler home game this weekend. Where can I catch y'all pregame? Hashtag KP8.
Let's
I'll
go.
probably be around. I don't know where I'm going to be pregame because I don't know where the tailgates are and stuff.
Yeah,
I would like to be down there. I do want to kind of get pretty drunk for this game. Not even going to front.
For me, man, around 11:30 a.m. Great Hall is literally right next to the team store on the inside of the stadium. I'll be there hosting an interview with Dwayne Woodruff. Just pull up, standing room. That's how we do. But yeah, man, rap on the thing, have a little fun, Q&A outdoors, man. Yeah, we take a little pics and all that good stuff. So that's where I will be at. So yeah, man. All right.
Okay. Google E says y'all see AB's new team on Twitter.
I did. We're not gonna repeat that one. Yes, we are not doing. Yes, I did see.
I didn't see.
But no, we are not gonna repeat that word. No. Nope. That one. Nope. And you understand why, correct? You good.
Right,
you saw them. Yeah.
Right.
We don't need that coming out my mouth or your mouth. You feel?
Sure.
Yeah. We just go. We good. We good.
Farron Bradford, am I still on the right page?
Yeah.
Here?
Yeah.
He says, I'm glad TG sees what I see in terms of having an agile O-line and a running back who needs to be a power blocking scheme. Mm-hmm. Draft team / office hands ain't clean.
Mm-hmm. So everybody's a part of this situation right now, man.
All right. This is Jacob Alessio, I believe.
Yes.
Give 30 to Rock. Make 14 wide receiver 1. Get 81 more involved. Who's 81?
That Gentry?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He gonna get
Oh,
opportunities.
dude, I'm not even going to front. I was dying when he said there's no Matt Spaeth in the locker room. I was like, wait, what? Matt Spaeth, elite leader behind the scenes? We didn't know about this?
Spaeth was like one of the OG dudes, though. Yeah. He was, though.
I
'cause
was
you got,
dying.
yeah, it's weird, bro, but he is, though. He is.
The
Or
first
actually
name,
was,
the first
yeah.
name brought up in
That was
terms
funny. It
of
was the first one,
Steeler,
though. I'm like,
Steeler
I wonder who
carryover
him.
in leadership was Matt Spaeth.
I was going to go Ramon Foster. I was going to be like, yo, you got a Ramon, obviously a Pouncey. Yeah. Different, but all good.
All right, we got Farron Bradford again saying Najee might need to pull an elbow and revamp his body and style of play. Who knows?
No, that is something that the more I watch him, I do think that in a little bit because the speed and the explosiveness isn't scary enough for the defenders. And that's one of the things that I always think of with these running backs, man. You want just power isn't as scary. You know, even with Derrick Henry, think about Derrick Henry, right? He's not just all power. He can still go 90 on you.
No, he's
He will
done that
run-
how many games
Absolutely.
on Thursday night against the Jaguars?
Absolutely. Shoot, Buffalo, he did it us too, man. Buffalo and he done a couple teams, man. Yeah, that's what he does, though. You know, so he still has that take the top off, can stretch the field type situation as well. So maybe it is a situation where you might say, all right, Najee, you went this route with your body this offseason. Okay, let's revamp it and go the other way.
Elbell did it,
Mm-hmm.
and if Brady can increase his arm strength at 45
James
years old.
Conner did it. A lot of dudes do it, man. Like D'Angelo Williams when he came here did it. Shoot, that's what you want to do. You want to lose and get lighter. Yeah.
Vincent Martinez in the 707. Going into the game hoping we don't get blown out is just sad. Hurry back, TJ, please.
Facts.
Jacob Alessio.
No, don't you do it,
Says
Jacob.
Deontay equals
No,
D-Booty.
Jacob, don't you put that on him,
For
Jacob.
context, Ebron, his nickname started to surface as E-Booty.
Not
back
not
2
by
years
us. Not by us. The chat.
That was in 2020,
Yes,
right?
the
Yeah.
chat came up with that nickname. Me and Deke did not come up with that nickname. It was the chat. Just want to throw that out there. Might have been Trina. Shout out.
I think it was.
it was either her or Stephanie. Because remember, Stephanie was pissed off with Banner.
Yeah. Oh,
She
yeah.
was on Banner, and then she flipped once we had him. What happened? Why
No, she still didn't like. She
she
never
didn't like.
Banner.
Yeah, but she never liked Banner.
That might have been one of the reasons
Yeah.
why she never joined the upper room. Because
She was not a Banner guy. She was not a Banner guy or gal in that situation. Yeah,
Well, that is it for the super chats.
I like it. All right,
Injury
so
report.
yeah, let's check out the injury report. Pretty please.
Ready? It's not looking good.
All right, here we go.
This is bad. This is probably 12 names right now. Deontay Johnson, hip, limited practice.
Okay.
All right, that's what it was. Deontay's going to play.
Yeah, we ain't tripping on that.
Cameron Sutton,
What's that hand you
Hamstring.
talking about? Is he limited?
DNP.
I didn't want to hear that. Okay. Maybe it's an extra rest day. Give him a little rest. Give him a little rest.
Witherspoon, hamstring.
Limited?
DNP.
All right. Bro, this is 3 weeks now for him, DNP, right?
Tomlin made it seem like this was his best chance to play, though, this week.
Okay. Because I was about to say, if we talking about going 3 to 4 weeks with no practicing or nothing like that, then why ain't you short-term IR this guy?
Mm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Levi Wallace, concussion. DNP.
Timeout. Levi left.
Yeah, it was
He
middle of the
did,
game.
Yeah, him and
We didn't
and
see
Pat.
it. It was him. Ogunjobi got hurt too, but
He has a
Ogunjobi
back.
wasn't the concussion.
Yeah, I just remember Pat's concussion. I don't remember Levi.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No, they didn't show it.
Yeah, I just remember him.
They just
Levi. I
said
remember him
Levi's
getting
out
hurt.
of this game.
Yeah.
Terrell Edmonds, good news. Concussion, FP,
There we go.
full practice.
There we go.
Minka Fitzpatrick,
Mm-hmm.
knee, DNP. Is this something we're dealing with the rest of the season? Or at least maybe until the bye week hits?
More than likely, because that seems to be the reoccurring thing. But when we talk about why we're looking at this on a Wednesday and not waiting until like a Friday, as we've seen, man, some of these dudes that keep popping up on these Wednesdays, it has affected
Tremaine
them.
Edmonds.
Absolutely, it affected them on Sunday. Dawson Knox, he was another guy. It was
Yeah.
like, oh, it's
You even
Wednesday.
said,
yeah.
you're like, I expect them to play because they played last
I'm
week.
like, bro, they're going to play. And it was like, oh, okay. So even in that sense, man, some of the concussion ones specifically, but the hammies, man, those the ones, like I said, for Akello, I'm hoping he's that.
Tomlin seemed most optimistic that he has since Akello got hurt.
Because I could understand him saying for Cam Sutton, hey, look, man, you couldn't finish last game. We know you're going to be limited all week. We just need to get you to the stadium. I could definitely understand for Cam Sutton. For Akello, though,
Right.
I'm like, bro, it's been a couple of weeks. I need at least you be limited. At least see you in some capacity out there, because right now you just been standing around.
Yeah.
So not only am I worried about the hammy and how, prepared it is, but I also got to worry about you pulling other things because you haven't been out there practicing for the past 2.5 weeks as well, man. So we will see, man.
Montravius Adams. We sure he's doing the interview tomorrow?
What happened to him now, bro?
Hip, DNP.
How about we ask him about it? Well, I ain't
Did you
gonna.
practice today? Well,
yeah.
we'll find out. We'll know before
We'll
the
know,
interview,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah, 4:00. We should definitely know about it. Like, how your hip feeling, bro? All right,
Mason Cole, foot, DNP.
bro. I thought you was done talking about this injury list. You still
No,
got more
it's
names?
probably like 12 names.
What the?
Zach Gentry, knee, DNP.
Now, Gentry, this your week now. All right, this is your week. He gonna play. Gentry gonna play. This is week.
Pat Fryermuth, concussion, DNP.
I'm actually glad to hear that.
I'm expecting that.
Yes.
But, dude, there's some videos that came out. One, he was doing a radio show on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And then he was at practice in good spirits and everything. I don't know.
That's
No,
all well and
I'm
good.
expecting him not to play, but
Let's
don't
say-
sell me this false optimism across social media where you're making it seem like Pat Fryermuth is fine and he's ready to play.
All I'm saying is, what is an interview or standing?
There was bright lights. There was bright lights at the interview place.
What-
It was him and Wolfley.
But what does that got to do with when this Rydell come downhill on that man? That's what we referring to. 3 in 2 years, and not even a full 2 seasons just yet. Yeah,
I'm not expecting him to be out there.
Yeah, bro, I'm over here like, man, don't be careful. Be careful.
Ogunjobi, back, DNP. That's the last one.
Yeah. Because did he make it to halftime last game? It was right
I don't
around
think.
that
I think
time.
it
don't
was
think he
both
made it to
him and
halftime.
Levi
Yeah.
around the same time. It was
Yeah.
like middle of the game. Do we want to go over Bucks at all?
Yeah, let's see what they talking about, man.
You want to go through? I'll go through this fast.
Yeah.
Brait, concussion, full practice.
That's tight end, right? Cameron?
Yep.
Yeah.
Jalen Darden, receiver, tooth, DNP. And it's a receiver I've never heard of. So
What? Is no,
I don't think it
Darden,
matters.
it's not the return man, I want to say, right?
Oh, is he?
Yeah, I click on I think he's number 1.
I can't click on it.
Oh, I about to say I think he is. Which is you said Darden, right?
Jalen Darden.
Yeah, I wanna say he's the return man.
Jalon.
Yeah, number 1. Yeah, he's the punt returner. Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, so that matters maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll have.
Or he was returning last game. I don't know if he's done it the
maybe
full
they'll
season,
throw-
but he was definitely
maybe
doing it
they'll
last
throw
game.
a cornerback or something for their kickoff returns.
Oh Lord, here you go.
And we get a muff kick. Carlton Davis, cornerback, hip,
Yeah.
full practice. Mike Edwards, limited. Russell Gage, DNP, ankle.
Okay.
Chris Godwin, hip, knee, limited.
Man, you know he finna play.
Yeah, it looks like
finna
he's good to
play.
go. I don't think he re-injured anything
Yeah.
last week.
Mm-hmm.
Akeem Hicks, foot, DNP. They have him listed as questionable
Yeah.
on ESPN for the depth charts. Julio Jones, knee, DNP. That's good news.
That's really good.
We don't need on top of Evans and Godwin
That's really
being
news.
good.
We
We don't need Julio out there.
That's
as well.
actually really good news. I'm actually really glad to hear that. Thank you.
He needs to rest up anything. It's
Absolutely.
better for him to sit out.
Hey, Julio, long season, Julio, long season. Take your time.
Sean Murphy Bunting, quad, DNP. Okay.
That's another one. Okay.
He's like their third corner.
Yeah,
Carl Nassib, illness, DNP.
because he was out there last week. He was playing.
Perryman, knee hamstring, full.
I swear he always has hammies though, and knee, always.
Logan Ryan, foot, DNP.
Mm-hmm. That's a little secondary action right
there's
there.
There's a
man.
lot of depth guys that are
Yeah.
on this. They don't have too many of their main guys.
For sure.
Donovan Smith, offensive tackle, elbow, limited.
Okay.
So that's their injury report. Not as bad
We
as
can
ours.
rock with that though. We can rock
Nowhere
with that.
close to where our injury report is.
Hey,
We have our 3 starting cornerbacks on DNP.
but they got Julio on DNP, so it balances.
Yeah, but they
it
got
balances.
Mike Evans, Godwin, and
Don't-
I think Gage was limited, right?
Don't bring all that up, bro.
No, he
Don't
was
bring all that
DNP.
up, man.
Gage was
Don't
DNP
bring
at
all
least.
that up, man. No. We're gonna be all right. We'll be all right. We'll be all right.
Those are the injury reports. Though.
Nah, respect. So we'll spin the block on the injury report tomorrow. See what that looks like at the end of the show. Like I said, it will be a different start time tomorrow. Have not confirmed what time it is just yet. Got to check the schedule, but it will be beforehand because we know at 4:00 Montravis Adams will be joining us. Let's see. Do we got any other chats that came in?
Yeah,
I think we had
I
2
got
that
'em.
just pulled up.
Jacob Malacio says Deontay hurt. Wink, wink. Let's go pick it, baby. I guess he wants Deontay hurt.
Hey man, why we doing that, man? Jeez.
Jacob Malacio calling it now. Sims will run one back. You heard it first.
Okay, I like that. As long as he maintain possession of the ball, that's all I'm worried about right now. Yeah.
Zine and Bowie. Will we ever see a collab with Seven's podcast? I'll keep the lines
Yeah,
open.
the lines are always
up
open.
to 7.
Yeah, lines are always open, man.
Okay, I guess that's it.
Yeah.
Do we want to do our predictions tomorrow? Like score
Yeah.
predictions? then?
We'll
just
do that
it
tomorrow.
all
Yeah, we'll do it all tomorrow.
Okay, that works.
Yeah. 'Cause I was about to say it because we're still gonna do the full preview tomorrow too.
That's fine.
Yeah, so that works. So
works
yeah,
for me.
we'll split it up half and half on y'all. All right, like a little Arnold Palmer. Okay, so shout out to all them folk. Yeah, but I'm trying to think anything else. No, I think that's it, man. So once again, make sure you like the vid, man. We definitely appreciate y'all for tuning in with us. Also, the website is up, arthurmoats.com, and make sure you check that up. All the interaction and stuff like that, chat, all that good stuff, back and forth. Definitely having it that. And yeah, until next time, baby.
Peace.